Hello, everybody. What's up? We out here. Oh, hold on. Webcam is soft, little. There we go. A little fuzzy. What's up, guys? Hey. You know, I just thought I would put a button down. Try to be a little professional. I may or may not still be wearing shorts down below, but you know, it's all good. It's all good. What's up, Kelly? Chaya, Abby, Didi. Welcome, guys. I do need a Boba shirt. I do need that. Welcome to the channel, you guys. So, today we are doing something a little differently. We are bringing in some of my friends that are extremely talented. I've been wanting to do this for a while because I want to be able to highlight my friends who may not have a huge social media following that are doing great things right now, especially in the entertainment industry, because that just happens to be where my friends are from. So I'm gonna bring in my buddy Chris Jai Alex. He's a wonderful man. He's a badass. He's done so many things. He's been so many different characters, but I'm gonna let him tell you all of that. So we're gonna bring in my buddy Chris. I'm gonna let him know so he is ready. Let's see here. You guys ready for this? If you have any questions, by the way, just feel free to put it into the chat, and I'll take a look every once in a while. But we're gonna talk about all the stuff he's been doing. Okay. Yo, Chris, brother.
Hey, what's up?
There you are. I'm gonna bring you in, okay? So chat is gonna be able to see your face. They can hear your voice right now, but they can't see your face yet. So here we go, bringing in Chris. Chat, this is Chris, and those are his eyes. Oh, if you actually wanna look at the chat as we're talking, you can go to twitch.tv/ my name, Yoshi_Sudarso, and you'll be able to follow along in the chat.
Well, I should do that then, because that's way better than what I'm doing. I'm a noob. I am a noob. Okay, give it to me one more time. You said Twitch, right?
Yep. Twitch.tv
Twitch.tv
/ Yoshi _Sudarso. And if I'm talking to chat every once in a while, I'm sorry if it confuses you, but just gotta say hi to my peoples. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the first Boba Talk. Chris.
This is the first.
This is the first. And Chris is one of the reasons why I'm doing this, because I have been thinking about doing this for a while now. And then Chris, literally the next day as I was thinking of this concept, he messaged me. He was like, hey, I wanna talk about this thing that I'm doing. And I was like, what? Hold on, you're gonna talk about this on my stream. So this is Chris. You can see his beautiful face and his jacket that has Superman. Look at all this awesome stuff. You gotta go up a little bit so we can see the Cobra Kai.
What's it? Cobra Kai, never die, baby.
That's pretty sick, dude. That's pretty sick. Now, I will say the reason why we call this the Boba Talk is because we're both drinking boba. Chris, can you tell me what boba you're drinking today, bro? What are you running there?
It's weird. I almost feel like I'm back in time because I can see myself and I'm like, haha. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You might want to mute the stream so that you're not like double hearing it.
Oh, not double hearing. I'm just watching.
Oh,
myself.
got it. Cool.
So it's funny because you almost didn't make it because I'm so thirsty.
You almost finished it.
It's so delicious. I had a cookie with it. I'm so bad, and I want to have abs like Yoshi, but I like too many bobas. So I'm drinking. I think it's coffee, and it's Oreo cookies blended with something else. It's really.
Bro, that sounds good. I actually got a coffee one as well today. I needed some coffee. I got me a Boba Time coffee float. They don't normally do that, but I always ask for this because they have like Thai tea flow and this other stuff. I love ice cream along with anything, so I have to get my ice cream. I have to put ice cream everywhere. I do pancakes with ice cream. I'll do
Oh, okay.
waffles with ice cream. You know what I'm saying?
You
So,
may be from Michigan. You know, you may be from Michigan.
hey, maybe. Hey, are you from Michigan?
I'm born and raised in Michigan.
No way. See, okay, this is why we gotta talk because I want to know all these things about you, bro. Okay, so you're from Michigan. I
raised-
actually travel there a lot because a friend of mine is from Michigan.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
But then you know of the Blue Moon ice cream then, right?
Hmm.
Do you know of the Blue Moon?
I don't know the Blue Moon. I know Fago. I know what's the Michigan stuff? I don't know Blue Moon. Tell me about the Blue Moon. I don't know how I missed that.
So the Blue Moon, it kind of tastes like ramune ice cream. Sorry, ramune the drink, like the Japanese soda drink. Kind of tastes like that. It has a bit of a nice soda-y flavor. I love it. But I'm surprised you don't know it. I mean, we always go to Ludington. That's where we go, and then it's really nice out there. Chat is saying that this man has an elite voice.
Oh,
wow, interesting that you say that, you guys.
Who did you pay to tell me I had an elite voice?
The Themascope.
Thank you very much.
Themascope says that you have an elite voice. There's an interesting, there's a reason for that. What is it? What is one of the things that you do, Chris?
Okay, well, I did some videos down when I was in Mexico. I'm not proud of it, but the pages went a lot further. I'm kidding. No, I've done some. I have done some voiceover, and I've been fortunate enough to get into that industry. And yeah, you kind of find ways when you live in LA to pay the rent, and try to not serve as many tables as you can because those jobs tend to go fast.
Yeah,
so I was lucky.
Yeah,
I was lucky in voiceover.
I love that. Well, could you tell us a little bit about how you got into voiceover? I mean, I've been in this industry a long time. I have never gotten into the voiceover world, so.
I will, but actually, I promised people when they were going to watch your stream that your shirt would be off. So that's why
I'm not allowed to have my shirt off, actually.
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I mean, it's half off. It's like a little bit of my.
Just a little taco meat there.
A little bit.
Actually, how I got into it is I was doing what's called background work. You ever watch movies and you see the guys in the background? They're like walking and they kind of do like that. That was me when I first moved out here. Did a lot of that.
Yep, I did that too.
Oh, I did so much of it, and I was talking to one of the ADs. This person assigned you, and I was like, "Hey, man, I want to be a real actor. In order to get in the union, you need to be have what's called a SAG voucher." And every day I ask, I was like, "Hey, can I get a SAG voucher?" And he was like, "Well, I don't give vouchers to people who asked. You gotta work hard. You gotta get in voiceover and go to voice 1.2. something and do that." And I was like, "Okay, that's kind of mean." But I did.
They always say that, don't they?
Yeah, they did. Well, actually, he was super extra. He was super extra me. But I'm glad he gave me the opportunity. Well, I'm glad he told me where to go, because then I went there and I was like, I was listening to a lot of the demo. I was like, well, I already have the music and I already have the music stuff. See, so I put together my own reel. Long story short, I sent my stuff out to all the agencies, and I've been with the first person who signed me ever since, Maureen.
Wow, that's really good. I love that loyalty.
Yes.
How long ago was this, bro?
Oh my gosh, I started maybe 2007. It was like my first. Yeah. I think
wow. Okay, that's awesome. So a lot of people in the chat may not know what extra work is. Extra work or background work. Basically, what that is you have to fill the background of the film. So a lot of people are hired, background actors are then hired, such as myself and Chris, that's where I started as well, are hired to just be in the background, to seem, so that you're not noticing it. You don't want us to be seen and noticed, but you're gonna notice it if there's no one back there. So that's what we're there for. We're just there to, almost as if it was art direction, right? And unfortunately, sometimes people view background workers as art props, living props, which is kind of unfortunate, which they are not. There's still people, obviously, Chris has done it, I've done it, and it's something you grow from, right? So just so everybody knows, that's what extra or background work is. It's a stepping step, right? We can't all just become Brad Pitt overnight. And in fact, Brad Pitt did extra work as well. He was with Central Casting for a while. So
it used to be that's how you would get into the industry. You would go first, you would visit sets, and you would see what it's like. So that's where that 3 voucher system came in. It was actually professional actors would go to figure out what it's to be like on a set. And after you've done it for a while, then you could be a proper actor. But that it used to be that's where you had to go. Now it's different.
Right.
Oh,
hey,
what's that?
Thank you for the follow, Captain Toast.
Hey,
Welcome.
Captain Toast.
Yes, so you would be the random person in the cafe drinking boba as the actors are doing, as the leads were doing something else. Like me right now drinking this boba. And eating my pizza, There's a lot of stuff. Okay, great. So you kind of started going into the voiceover world from extra work. Right, so because I went from the extra world to modeling and trying my hand at that, and then kind of finding my way towards stunts. How did you get because you also do stunts, and he's amazing at it. You were also, from what I know, is in Supergirl, you were Martian Manhunter, right?
I was a stunt double for the Martian Manhunter for season 1.
Oh, for season 1.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Right, because that was in town. That wasn't in Canada. Okay. Yes. There's always that.
Say, are you an ambi turner?
Am I an ambi turner? I am not. So for those of you who don't know, ambi means you can do both sides, right? Ambi turner. I can only turn to my left. I can do some moves to my right, but most of my moves go left. I can do my doubles to my left. I can twist to my left. I can take my fall to my left really well. But to my right, it's a lot harder. I have to really focus myself. So what makes is the ambi turner that something that helped you out?
No, it's like a Zoolander reference.
Obviously.
It's like, I don't know. I kind of dated myself. I don't know if everyone's seen Zoolander, but it is amazing. Please watch that film, that and Tropic Thunder. But you know what? It's weird. I was never a great stunt person. I'll be honest. A lot of my work came because Aaron Tony was not available, and I happily took it. So I started doing stuff because I always wanted to be like an action actor. I always wanted to be like Wesley Snipes, Michael Jai White, and I found a gym. Everyone goes to the gym where you can do flips and train stuff, and you go if you work a puppet. You hang around puppeteers, and then a puppet show comes to town, you're going to do a puppet show, and that's kind of what happens. All the action guys plays, they all work out, and then all of a sudden, hey, there's this thing going on, what are you doing Friday? And you end up getting your first gig.
Yes, that's exactly what I tell a lot of people. They're always wanting to get into the industry. I'm like, you have to be around the people. You got to be training with the people. For stunts at least. We were training at Tempest. We were training at Jam. We were training at White Lotus at the time, right? For me, at least. Finding those gyms and networking in that sense. Exactly, networking. Somebody was saying that, hold on, you voiced Catcher Freeman from the Boondocks?
Wow! Who knew that?
So Dee Dee here in my chat is saying that, can you tell us a little bit about that experience, bro?
Absolutely. That's a really good story. Wow.
Oh, Dee Dee, you found a good one. See?
You got points.
I like that.
Yeah, that was actually my first live action job ever. I mean, not live action, but my original animated thing. So it normally goes like this.
Okay, not a dub.
Yeah, so normally like anime and stuff like that, it's a dub. And then there's interactive, which is video game. But my first original animation was the Boondocks. And how I got that was, I'm about to date myself. So I put together my voiceover reel, and this is why, the internet is so amazing right now. I put together my first voiceover reel, and I paid attention to the credits. So I was looking at Boondocks, who's the producer in there? So then I went back
very smart. That's the hustle life.
So now we're back when MySpace was a thing. I don't know if you remember that, but back when MySpace was a thing, I sent out my my voice demo to one of the producers, Carl Jones. And he actually called me back. And I was like, and I picked up the phone. I was like, hey, he's like, hey, this is Carl Jones from the Boondocks. I produce a show. I'm like, sure it is. So, Mr. Jones, how may I help you? And long story short, he's like, yeah, we would like your demo. We want to, we might possibly bring you in. He was like, I would like to come over and talk. I'm like, okay, cool. So I hung up the phone.
Whoa.
IMDb him.
That is like amazing.
Weird. It's amazing. That's what I'm saying. It's a really good story. So I hung up the phone and I was like, Carl Jones, and I looked him up on IMDb and I was like, oh my God, it's the producer of Boondocks. It's like, you know, life sometimes like kicks you in the butt a little bit, so it's harder to like really take good news, especially when it happens like out of nowhere. So he came to my house actually, and I still remember.
Wait,
this was back
like an actual like house call. That doesn't happen, you guys. That is not a thing. This is because this man is a phenomena.
Oh no,
Like, that is so crazy that a producer came to your house because of something you cold called.
I'll tell you what happened. This is what got him. So I had been practicing Japanese, like I always wanted to learn Japanese. So I was actually married at the time, and
whoa. Okay. All right. I didn't even know that. See, we're learning. We're constantly learning.
Married twice. There you go.
Okay, so you were married. Okay.
All the way out there on the show. You got an exclusive. So I was talking Japanese every day, you know, and really trying to just really get into it because I feel like learning another language will set you apart from so many people, and even children. Yeah. I would say if you really want to stand out, learn a different language. You become a different person.
So sorry, this is gonna go back a little, but so your wife at the time, your ex-wife, was Japanese? She spoke Japanese? Oh, Japanese. Okay.
Yes, Sachiko Ishida. Shout out to her.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, he, in the end of my demo, there was this part where I did like this anime type thing, and you know, I actually did it in Japanese, and I'm pretty sure that's what hooked him.
Okay, well, you can't say that and then not do it.
What was it?
Right, hold on, chat. Isn't that what you want to see? You want to hear the voice, that booming voice saying. Oh, go ahead.
It was more like it was like one of those super anime like omae mitana yowamushi ni makeru ka. And then I was like,
snap.
Yeah, and I did something weird like that. I know that's what got him, because he was like, yo, bro. Like, and he was like, and I think he like IMDb, he was like, yo, brother did this. So that's why he came. Because, you know, brothers, we all into kung fu films. We love anime, stuff like that. We, you know, I'm 100% blurred. So he came to the crib.
And I remember explain to chat what that means.
Blurred?
Yeah.
Blurred? Black nerd.
Dang. So chat, if you don't know that, that's what that is.
Blurred. But yeah, we all the way was nerds. So he came to my house, and I remember we didn't have furniture. Like, my place was so small. It was literally the size of it. So I had to, like, when I wasn't sleeping, I had to put the mattress up on the wall to have actual, like, room.
Yeah.
He came to the crib. He pulled up some carpet. We had this SpongeBob table that we would always eat on. It was like the little fold-out SpongeBob table, and she cooked him some Japanese food and stuff. So we grown men just sitting on the ground. He was like, yeah, man, we might have this thing for you. I mean, this actor was supposed to do it, but I don't know if he necessarily wants to do the part. But if not, we would love to have you read for it. And long story short, I got that role, and it was Catcher Freeman.
Bro, that is so cool. That is a great freaking story. Didi, shout out to you for figuring that out and
you're amazing.
Pulling this out of him. I love that, because I feel like this. Look, like Chris, I've known you for a while, but we don't really know each other that well, and I feel like there's so much to you that I still don't know. Like the fact that you were married twice. I had no idea, because we only knew each other from like a training stance and a working together stance, right? So it's kind of cool to be able to hear what you've been through and how we have these similar experiences. Man, that's awesome. I love that. I love that you also reached out. Like, that's the hustle, you guys. Like, it may not be like, it may not work out most of the time. It may not work out. Just so you know, that is the exception to the rule. The rule is sometimes you're not supposed to do that. It's kind of looked down upon sometimes, but with stunts, that is how you're supposed to do it. So for him and me, we come from kind of a stunt background, and we have used that mentality in other facets of our life. So for me, same thing. I tell this story all the time, but for Power Rangers, how I got it is because I didn't have an agent. I didn't have anyone who could, put me out for anything. So what I did was I was working with the other Rangers as like the suit, inside the suits for the Power Morphicon, the San Diego Comic-Con, all those kinds of things. And I met the actors of that season, and I asked them, I was like, hey man, like, how did you get this role? And they told me who the casting director was. You know what? They didn't tell me who it was. They told me they got it through a casting director, and I had no idea that there was like an audition dealio type. So then I had to look up who the casting director was, and then through that I got IMDb Plus, and then I found her email, and then I emailed her, and she literally was like, yeah, come through. And then I took it a step further. I was like, can I bring my brother to this audition? I didn't know where to stop. I was younger, right? I didn't know that wasn't appropriate sometimes. So that's how I got my first audition with Power Rangers. I didn't get it right away. I had to audition the 2 years later and ended up getting it, but it was that hustle, right? We try to make things happen for ourselves, right?
Can I add to your point? Because I know how insanely talented Yoshi is.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, he's really talented. And where I see a lot of actors make the mistake is they say, oh, if I'm talented enough, the opportunities will just come.
Right.
And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And the reality of it, to have someone that talented not be represented, but clawing his way to the top, having the talent already, should even more light a fire under your butt. Like, if you're good to even then go outside of yourself to make those calls, to really hustle.
Yeah.
So that just brings my point to, like, if you were that talented and you had to hustle, that opportunity never would have presented itself. So
I love that. Yes. And it's basically, you're trusting in yourself. You're putting the effort and belief in yourself to put yourself out there. Because there's a lot of people that may not have that confidence. So, chat, if you guys are thinking about getting into this kind of work, if you believe that you have that, put some, invest in yourself, right? So, for Chris, he's already got this nice, look at all the equipment he has in the back there. He's putting the money where his mouth is. He's getting all this equipment for what he needs to have his voice be heard the way that you are hearing it now, as sexy as possible. So yeah. And then now chat is asking about how you started voice acting for Dark Deception and how it was, and since that's where we're kind of going anyways. But yeah, I'd love to hear like the whole, because you voiced more than just one character on this, right?
I did.
Yeah. All right, let's hear it.
Okay. So I auditioned. That's it. I literally auditioned.
This one is a much easier story.
And I got it. I was a little bit more established. So the thing about voiceover that a lot of people don't realize is, say like you're a voiceover nerd. Like, I've always followed like the Mel Blancs. I've always followed the Steve Blooms, the Kevin Michael Richardsons, the Cree Summers. Like, I was really, really nerdy into it. But out of the gate, and when you enter voiceover, you are literally, since day one of your auditions, you are literally competing against everybody you ever admired for the same amount.
Whoa.
Like, so imagine being straight out of high school and you're trying to get George's position. Like, you really gotta, you gotta be at the level where you can operate on that level, and then it's like it's the equal pay. So that's what I'm saying. Like, my agent said, like, if you don't book for a year, like when I got signed, she's like, don't be concerned, don't be discouraged, because it's just that competitive.
Right.
Luckily, it didn't take me a year. I was good. I was
Oh,
good at.
just so you know, I think I'm double casting on yours.
Oh,
Can you mute me in your stream there? I'm not sure what's.
should I go like this? Is it better? Or...
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, I hear you now.
Hello, hello,
Should I
hello.
put on headphones? Would that help?
That yes, that could help. That would probably
Okay.
help. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Let me do that. Okay.
You could just mute the stream, I think. Is it the stream that's making the noise? Double cast?
Well, no, you're muted on the stream.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's do headphones. Let's do headphones.
Okay.
That way we can really hear.
I'm new to this. So
No,
yes.
you're good. You're good. We're learning this. This is the first Boba Talk, you know? In fact, I think I'm gonna have to start bringing up my light a little bit here.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so
I don't know if chat is hearing it, but
oh, wait, I'm gonna turn off these speakers here, and can you go ahead and talk for me, brother?
talking. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, there we go.
Nice. That's
Does that work?
That's sounding good. Yes.
Yes, and I like the headphones. It matches the super.
Ooh. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so I do want to talk a little more Dark Deception, but not
Absolutely.
not quite yet. I want to talk about. Oh, hold on. Here we go. I want to talk a little bit about your project because.
Okay.
So we're talking about that hustle, right?
Yes.
Chris
Hustle.
is doing something that we all strive to do. He is creating his own feature, and that's not an easy task, you guys. That's producing it, that's getting the money for it, the money for it.
The money.
And
we have none.
writing it, you know,
Yeah.
Did you write this yourself, my friend?
I did. I wrote it in 2 weeks.
Whoa, you wrote a whole feature in 2 weeks. That is
Well, nobody can go anywhere, so.
fair enough. That is fair enough. So,
Yeah.
why don't you tell us a little bit about your project, Get the Girl?
Okay, so well, that is an awesome segue. So pretty much, Get the Girl is about this legendary gun for hire who's retired, and he's living off the grid with his complicated roommate. One day, this woman who's badly beaten, she ends up knocking on his door, and he saves her. But in doing so, he is now
Hello,
locked
Caitlin,
into
welcome.
this thing where he has to take down this criminal organization because it turns out she's escaped being trafficked. So by him defending himself against those guys, he's set this mutual retaliation thing into effect where he has to take down this criminal organization in order to keep his neighborhood safe and guys from coming back and getting her to safety. And it's called Get the Girl. So that's kind of what it's about.
I love it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? It's a simple story, and but it's gonna be like that's where you can really dive into it. Sometimes I feel like a lot of stories get convoluted and it's too crazy and it never makes the point. And you're like, there's too much stuff. You know, there's only an hour 30, right, in a film, or 2 hours, and you can't fit all that much into it. So I love that. I love that it's a simple enough story, but we get to kind of delve into kind of the little nitty gritty of everything. I mean, I've already read the script and I love it. I may or may not be a part of it as well.
We're hoping.
But that is the plan. Can you tell us a little bit more about your character in this story? I mean, and that's one of the biggest things, right? We're writing, and that's what I love. He's investing in himself because he's writing a story. He's not just putting the money up for it, but he's also putting in his own creativity into it and his effort into it, and he's believing in himself to lead this film, which I love, because that's what you need to be doing. Because if you believe in yourself, this is what you do. Right, so let's talk a little bit about your character. What is your character's name?
So his name is Sebastian Danye, aka Bash, and that's what his roommate calls him. So pretty much, imagine that imagine you used to be this mercenary, and people used to call upon you to do certain things. Like if you had competition and you needed it to not be around, Sebastian Danye would be the person you called, and he was legendary at it. Like he was one of the baddest. He's like Terminator meets John Wick meets all these other guys, and he's got a sense of humor. And then now he's retired quietly, and now he's just kind of taking solace in, I like my quiet life. He lives in this populated neighborhood, and Van Nuys, and he's a hit with the kids. So nobody really knows who he is. So we take a little bit of the equalizer that way. He's just this guy that you see around the neighborhood that's just super friendly. People like him. And then one day he has to activate, and he has to do so, to not only save this girl from being trafficked, but to keep his neighborhood safe. So the main thing about when I'm writing characters is I never like them when they're one-dimensional. Like, you see a lot of these tropey characters where you meet them, they're badass, and
right.
They're kind of all stoic and they're all this one thing, and there's kind of like dimensions. Like, well, what happens on your off day? Are you like Clint Eastwood all the time, or
right.
kids? You can't read them the story.
They've got to be multifaceted, right? Yeah. Exactly.
So the reason why I'm really attracted to this character is because he has levels. He doesn't take himself too serious. Now, like, I don't know if you ever talked to an ex-military person or something like that. Like, some of those guys they're regular guys. Now, they may have a really dark sense of humor, or their barometer for dealing with things may level on a scale that the average person would be like, whoa, just
right.
because life is so heightened for them. But it doesn't cease them from being a person. You still feel things, you still emote, you still are moved by things, not even more such, because you realize how precious life is. And I really think that's important when you're building a character, to not just be one tone, but where's the dynamic, where's the connective tissue?
Right.
Like, you could easily be this person if life led you down this path. Any one of us could be this person if life led us down this path, and that's a connective tissue for me.
I like it a lot. That's where did this come from? The whole idea.
Well, you know what, I've always wanted to tell stories, and maybe came from writing. We always came up with concepts and ideas, and we would always talk about scenarios to the point of nauseum. And and we would just be like, well, what would be interesting? So luckily, I've written things before. I've always been of the mindset, if you want to do something or you want to be someone, just do the thing. You're that thing when you decide you are. Me saying me wanting to be a voice actor, I said I was an actor before I have a job, before I ever did anything.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, that was one of the hardest things for me, to finally call myself an actor. Even when I had booked, multiple jobs, I never called myself an actor. I don't know why, but that was something that had to shift in my head. And I go, no, this is who I am. Not what I want to be. This is who I am.
Yeah. You are definitely an actor, Yoshi.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh,
Chunk, thank you for following.
Chipmunk. Yeah.
Chunk
I
wanted
to tell you something.
Yeah, please.
Your name in Chinese, Yoshi, means game.
Game?
It means game.
I did not know that. How did I not know that?
Okay. I didn't know that until yesterday.
Interesting. That's so funny.
Yes, I've been.
It sounds like you are inspiring a lot of people in the chat, and I love that. Somebody is asking, what is your creative process? However you want to take that. So, go ahead.
My creative process. So let's just say maybe for writing, just because we're talking about that. My creative process for writing is I'm going to keep it PG. I write the crappiest. I'm going to write the crappiest screenplay I can as fast as I can. I'm going to let myself fail, and I'm just going to get it out, because I know when you're making the thing, trying to perfect it, that can be destructive. You kind of just let it have to be what it is. So
okay, yeah, you can't let it be perfect, right?
Yeah, you can't. You have to be okay with the imperfection. So, by all means, get it done. And then after you have the clay, then you can shape it, then you can mold it, then you can draw out the characteristics. But if you're trying to make it perfect when you're just taking it out of the package, it's too much. So that's my process is, okay, what's the world? What's the story? Simplify. What's the story?
Yeah.
Who are the characters? Okay. Then I'll write it down. Okay. Where's the start? Where's the middle? Where's the end? Okay, I've got all that.
Welcome to the channel.
What happens in between? Okay. Now, what would be a cool turn? How could we flip this? How could we have this victory and take it away? And then we do that. So then you can kind of sprinkle things in, or if I come across something and two characters are talking and it's like, okay, well, she has this ring on. Oh, wait a minute. Where did she get it from? Maybe that could be the thing that could save us. Like, oh, maybe that was a ring that was given to her father, who used to work for the mafia. So now when she gets kidnapped and the guy sees the ring, oh my gosh, used to be XYZ. So maybe that saves her. Things that are interesting that might be innocuous on the surface level could be really, really interesting if you just pay attention to details. And I think that's where you can get really fun, especially when you're doing smaller movies. Like right now, I'm gonna tell you, like, all of my Wingstop movie, I used to do Wingstop ads and some Jeep ads. All of that money is going to this film. So it's like I have to be really creative on how I can tell this story, because I've never been on a set anywhere, whether it's been a $18,000 movie or a $200 million movie, where it's like, oh, we have all the time and all the money in the world.
Right.
I've never been on any set. You're always, no matter what, you're going to have time constraints. You're going to have money restraints, like at every level. Because even if you have $200 million, okay, we've got Tom Cruise, you've got Denzel Washington. All
and he takes up all 20 million right there. What do you mean?
Exactly. It's just like, and then it's like, oh, we got to get it in the can because this project, and so it's like you're always going. It's always going to be Tetris.
Yeah.
You're always going to be Tetris. So be comfortable in the storm. Be comfortable. I don't have my long piece yet. Okay, but I'll set this up. And problem solve. And then, there's a long piece.
Yeah.
And then it comes together.
So do you write down like story points first and then you put it into paper for like the full script, or do you just go at a script and then like, what's your thought on that?
Okay, I'll tell you exactly.
The problem with me is I'm not a writer, right? I'm not. It's not something that I've been well versed in at all. But I love stories. I love ideas. I have these ideas, and I put them down into these bullet points. But then I never write them to paper because I'm afraid. Like how you say, you're like, I'm afraid for it to not be perfect. And
I'll give you.
Go ahead, do it, please.
No, please finish.
But yeah, that's it's nice to hear this from you, because that is something that I just have to do. So how do you do it after you've got these like little points?
Yeah. So first of all, I would say, writer. You are a writer 100%. You have to give yourself that.
Okay.
That's where it starts. And then second thing is you know what? There's nothing to be afraid of at all. That's why I make it a challenge to write the crappiest thing I possibly can. I know if I play that game myself, like, let's just write the stupidest thing. Like, okay, I'm gonna write the dumbest thing in the world, and it's all out. Okay, cool. Am I dead? Did I hurt you? No. Okay. So now, okay, how can we make it a little bit better? What makes it interesting to me? Right. Because here's the thing: it's all subjective. The best movie in the world, you're gonna have people say, "I don't like it." Yeah. Why? Because this, and they may be valid on their point. Does that mean it's a bad movie? Maybe not. It depends. There's going to be people who like bad movies. You know, something that we may absolutely hate. Someone somewhere else might be like, I love this thing and here's why. And they may be right. Yeah. The thing is, as long as you make money, you can play a game. That's the key thing. As long as you make money, as long as you get a nice return on investment, you can play again. Right. My process is, I'll tell you exactly what it is. I like to have a paper, and sometimes it's absolute chaos, and it's fine. Sometimes I'll just write, like, I'll write stuff, and then I know I'll tie it all together. So I'll be like, okay, what's the story? The story is blah, 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 blah. Okay, where's the start? Starts here. Where's the middle? There's the middle. How does it end? Boom. Okay, so that's 3 actions. So then what I do is, okay, what are those? And I'll have like note cards. I'll have 10 scenes that define each thing. So after I have that, I'm like, okay, I know the start, middle, and end. Who are the characters? And I'll always start with, who is this story about? Because if you're really clear about who the kid, now I'm not David Fincher. This isn't like, it's just my opinion. I could be a horrible writer, but the thing is, I'm okay with being a horrible writer. I've written like 8 screenplays that no one will ever see, and I'm fine with that because I just need to write. So the exercise is just to write.
Wow.
So I find out who my characters are. Who's the main person? What are their relationships? And I think that's what us being actors really helps us, because we are very clear about our motivations. We're like, okay, what's the relationship between us? I don't care what's going, like, why are we here? What do we want? And then from an acting standpoint, it really helps, for the writing, because we know how to justify our points for our character. We know how to fight for that. We know how to, like, if I don't believe the character's motivations, I don't believe the story. And as long as it's honest, my thing is this, like, you can be the worst actor in the world, I don't really care. But if I believe you, if I just believe the story, good enough. Perfect. I'm sold.
I like that. I like that a lot. So we're getting some questions here. Have you ever had a block with having to be vulnerable in acting? That's an interesting one. I've not. I'll be honest with you. I've never had that problem because growing up, I know it's a bit of a weird thing in Asian families. Saying I love you is such a weird thing. It's very like. My dad doesn't like hug. We still kind of like, it's like a, like a barely, but they show love in other ways, right? And I have been very fortunate to have had friends who aren't super like with the toxic masculinity, right? Mm-hmm. We talk about our feelings. We open up to each other. We've cried in front of each other, and without the use of drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like just normally on a normal basis. And me and my brother, we talk a lot. So we are vulnerable a lot to one another. So it just comes into play with acting. It's a little bit easier. I get it being tougher to be open and vulnerable, especially if you're not used to it. But that's something that you've got to deep dive into your own self, I think, and find that, What about you, man?
You know what? It's funny.
Vince is coming on at 6 p.m.
In the beginning, it was something I definitely had to work on because, especially growing up, especially having my friends, like, you got to be tough. You have a tough exterior.
Right, yeah.
And we're taught to suppress everything.
Mm-hmm.
We suppress. And just finding a way to let yourself feel those feelings. And it's tricky too, because like if you it's really scary. You kind of got to let yourself there and really sit in those feelings and really like, okay, this is how it feels. And I'm honest with myself about it. And then just sitting in that and then feeling it. And then, I mean, just as you get older, life kicks you in the butt. you feel things, like certain things connect. Like I remember when I was a kid, I would watch different TVs. Like I could watch, a guy blow up on an asteroid and be like, I can't believe that's funny. Still make it drill faster. And
right.
And then, you watch that same scene years after you've experienced and after like, you've lost somebody or you felt those things, what it's like to fight for something with everything, with every fight, that feeling. So then you see that, it's just like, ooh, it hits you way different.
Oh,
it hits you way
just listening
different.
to you talk about that hit me different. That was like, I think you have to be open for that to hurt. Let me see what the name was. Libanho Habao. Well, I said that all kinds of horrible ways. Sorry about that. But you're right. That's the only way to do it, is to be open to that hurt.
Yeah, you gotta feel it.
True. Somebody was saying you're a part of a silent voice. How was it like going from that to other animations? What was the difference?
Oh my goodness.
They're pulling all kinds of different strings out of here, right? They're just finding it.
See, here's the thing. Sometimes you do stuff so long ago, you don't necessarily know. You don't remember what you did. Like, I'll be honest, I don't remember voicing that. But anime is a little different.
Listen, this guy's done so much work that he doesn't remember most of the things he's done.
It was a big part. It was a big part. Like, okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, that's kind of the reason why I was like, dude, I have to spend money, because I was like, I'm in these big projects, but these little bitty parts is like, okay, I gotta kind of take a shot so people can see what I can do. No one cares that I got shot. I actually got shot in 2 movies named Extraction in the first 10 minutes.
Oh, dude, okay. Extraction was such a good movie.
I loved it.
if you guys have not seen Extraction, it's on Netflix, and so many of the buddies are in there. Chris is in
Sam
it.
Hargrave.
You know, Sam Hargrave was one of the guys that I looked up to growing up into stunts and acting as well, because he just had it all.
He does everything.
Such a beast, and he directs this movie, which is amazing, because to have a stunt guy go from doing stunts to directing a film of this budget, of this caliber, was, bro, my mind was blown. They pushed the envelope on action so hard. I was like,
they did so much stuff.
They destroyed everything else. Like nothing can compare.
Yeah.
Sorry,
by the way,
saying,
that was another reason I was talking about hustle. I called Sam in India. I was like, "Is there a part? Let me read for it," and that's how I got on that.
The hustle. That is the hustle. You know, I wish I had his number to be able to do that, but I didn't have his number.
Well, here's the thing. Actually, his short that he did, Fatal, he actually did all the ADR in my house like years ago.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, with him and Fernie, they were doing this thing. I was like, hey man, you should come through. I'm like, you could just ADR the whole thing. He's like, well, ADR, and then I was like, yeah, and that's when I showed him my little setup for voiceover, and then they did the whole movie. And I was like, yeah, and it kind of came full circle, and it's just like now he's like larger than life director.
Dude, he's amazing, and he's still so humble. I met him when right before COVID hit. This January, I was filming a commercial for what is it called? Cadillac, and
was it Lynn Oding's thing?
It was not Lynn Oding's thing. It was with a couple other people. Anyway, it was the one that they did for the stunt Oscars thing.
Oh, okay.
So we did that project, and he was there filming. Doing post on Extraction in that same lot, but I didn't know what he was doing. And then we like hung out and talked for a little bit. But it was really cool to see where he is at, like his mindset, even though he was finishing up one of the biggest films out there. Like, I think Extraction may be the best action film on Netflix right now, and I say that with having 2 movies on there that's an action film. So it's
they're the most watched movie on Netflix.
Yes, yeah,
they're the most watched one.
But that's amazing.
Going back to the point, I was super thankful that he had me out there, and I was.
That's awesome.
And me saying that, I'm not saying like I'm not grateful. I'm super grateful for everything, because they really fought hard to get me out there, and I'm super appreciative. But on the whole, I just know myself as an actor. Business-wise, if you just look at business, and I always look at just metrics as a way to not give myself an out. Like I'm very hard on myself, and I'm hard on my friends that I care about too, because I want to see everyone win. But I'm very, I'm like, okay, I'm like, me having that credit, I know I don't have any, I can't movie with it. So I have to build myself in a point to where I can actually act in the things that I write, because there's a couple of things that I'm setting up with friends, and I know for a fact that I'll say, if I don't hit a certain barometer, even if they love my work, they got bosses too. They're going to be like, who is that? We're not going to spend that kind of money on that actor because he's a no-name. And I'm not trying to slight myself. I'm just saying, I'm very cognizant of the fact
we're still realistic.
Yeah, yes. It's just like, I know I get you no territory in these different places, and I'm working on that with my own thing.
Right.
But just to be real with myself, I know this is what I got to work on, figure that out, and get it done.
Right. Yeah, it's weird, like, balance to not undervalue yourself, but also to understand where you stand at that point. Not to say that you may never go higher than that, but just to know right in this point, this is where I stand, and that's okay, but we're gonna grow from here. And I love that. I love that. They were talking, somebody said in chat, the best that he loved your voice in was as Lord Boros in One Punch Man.
Oh, I loved.
Hey, we're both in One Punch Man now, so technically.
Oh, yeah, you're Genos.
Technically, I was Genos, but I'm not really Genos. Not like he is Lord Boros, right? That's amazing. I remember when you were telling me this one, I was like, because I was freaking out about One Punch Man, and he was like, guess what, dude? Don't tell anyone, but I'm Lord Boros. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I can hear that. I can absolutely hear that. That was such a dope role for you, bro. I love it. I mean, I gotta say, I'm sorry I don't watch a lot of dub, But
But here's the thing: nobody did. Nobody. I mean, I'm not saying nobody, but not
right.
most people. Like, especially me, what is I listened to the original dub. Like,
yes,
before I ever auditioned for One Punch Man, I saw the whole series on Netflix.
yep.
I saw the whole thing. No, it was a Hulu or Netflix. It was Hulu.
I think it was Netflix. Netflix first,
yeah.
right? And
but
I watched it so many times.
Yeah, and I was watching it. I was like, wait a minute, he beats everyone in one punch? Oh, well, that's gonna have legs. Yeah. And then I kept watching. I'm like, oh my god, I love this. Especially
what was the episode that got you like, oh, I'm gonna keep watching this? What episode?
One.
Oh, really?
First one.
Okay.
The opening was so nuts. I'm like,
yeah.
Wow, the animation on this thing is crazy.
The fight where he's in his pajamas was so clean. I love the opening. The opening is so sick to me, right? It's it was one of my stunt trailers is put to the English version of that song. But anyway, for me, I didn't fully get myself invested into One Punch until episode 6. It wasn't until because I was like, yeah, he's gonna keep blowing people up. That's awesome, great. Like, I love it, but whatever. It wasn't that big a deal. But I got emotionally invested when he was fighting the Deep Sea King.
Deep Sea King, yeah.
When he was fighting him, and then he defeated it, and then all those people were ungrateful and talking smack about all the other heroes. It really showed me how Saitama is the hero, because he just took all the blame and was like, I'm gonna make sure that these people that sacrifice their lives do not sacrifice it for no reason. You know what I mean? I loved that scene. That scene is what drew me in. I don't know if you guys have seen it, and I'm sorry if I just ruined it for you.
Blew it up!
But go watch it anyways, because it is really good. Now, second season, just, wait until third season comes out. That way you can watch second and third. I have a feeling second season is a little bit of a... What is it? They're trying to...
Like a build-up?
It's a gap season. Yeah, it's a build-up season. That's exactly what it is. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of, unfortunate. It wasn't that great to me, but, because I was expecting something more. But, we didn't see much of One Punch Man in that one. Now, let's... hold on. Somebody asked a question here.
I do want to finish...
Yeah, please do it. Perfect.
I want to finish the silent voice thing because...
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, I had a very small part in that, and a lot of the times when you're seeing anime or when you're doing video games, especially, you're not seeing the whole story. And a lot of the times, and that's why it's really difficult as an actor, because you don't have all the relationship and all the backstory. They're just like, okay, this is what happened in this scene, and act, and you're like, oh wait, hold on, let me play the Japanese. That's a feel. This is what happened in this scene. And act. So you kind of have to recreate all of this, all of your choices and all of your motivations. You kind of have to self-direct. So you lean on your director a lot, but a lot of context you really don't know. So when it comes to a silent voice, I think my part was really small in that, and I don't remember voicing it just because I have not seen the whole film yet, which is, I hear it's amazing and I'm going to, but contextually I don't remember quite what I...
Okay. Yeah. I know that feeling of having to piece those things together for yourself, because that's what you end up doing for auditions, right? You just get these pieces of sides that you don't know the full story. Sometimes they give you the script. I've been fortunate enough lately that with my manager, they always get me the script so I can kind of see where it's at. But even then, but going into auditions, I'm sure you've had this feeling as well. Maybe not as much as me, but how do you cope with not only getting rejected from a certain role, but from a role that you were like, this is me. Like, I embody this whole character. I deserve this character, and then nothing. How do you, what is your...
You know what? I do not get attached. I got burned one time so hard. And it wasn't anybody's fault. It's just the way the business is. But I remember I had went in for this character, and I had actually recorded him.
Okay. And
I was like, oh, this character is so cool. He's a big part of it. This is a really big thing. And then I didn't know it wasn't me until the trailer came out.
Oh.
And then the trailer came out. I was like, oh, wait. Oh, that's not me.
Oh, wait. So hold on. So you didn't just audition.
I did the thing. Did the thing. And I was like, yep, watch. When it come out, everybody will be like, yeah. And then it's just like the trailer came out. The trailer came out. And I'm watching the trailer. I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
no.
that's even worse than what I was feeling.
So ever since that moment, I'm like, look, I'm just gonna do the work, and when it comes out, and if it happens to be, me, great. Or if I get a call, it's great. Like, I'll be honest, the whole time I was doing Thundercats, I was just like, oh, any day I'm gonna get fired. I just they're gonna recast me with Phil Lamar. Like, I was waiting for it. I was like, I'm gonna give it my best shot, but I was just like, until it's on TV and it's not his thing, I'm just And I did it for 2 years.
That's
for 2 years. I was just like, no.
Whoa, hold on, real quick.
Yep.
There is a huge raid. Honor Society has raided our channel with 200 viewers. That is amazing. Hey, I don't know who's out there. Is that Justin or is that Dante Bosco? Is he the one raiding us? Whoever it is, thank you Honor Society for the huge raid. Welcome to the Boba Talk. I am here with Chris Jai Alex, voice actor, stunt performer, actor extraordinaire, and so it was Justin and Dante. Okay, thank you guys. What we're doing right now is we're doing actually an interview. This is actually the first Boba Talk that we're having ever on this channel, ever in the world. I finished my boba. Chris,
I still got the boba
has
in
a
there.
little bit of the bubble in there left.
But
we are just hanging out. Life hacks, you can shoot those. We used to shoot those at people. That's messed up, right? But we're just kind of talking a little bit about his journey. If Dante is here, then Dante, you can also talk to us a little bit about this journey as a voice actor. But Chris is just telling me we're talking a little bit of how to deal with the rejection that you get when you do these this life that we're doing, the constant, it's not just the auditions and the rejection that you get, it's being ghosted. It's being
or you're
ghosted.
on a bail. They like you really much. Like, it could go either way, and then it's like it's between you and one person, and it's like, Yoshi, they went the other way. Like,
Sometimes that's like I would at least prefer to hear, they went another way. Maybe if they tell me why, then I would be okay with it. But it's when they don't even call you and it just happens. Like you were saying, they didn't tell you why you weren't the voice, why they changed the voice. They just did it, and then they were like, that's that. Which is kind of sad, unfortunate, but what you're saying is to just be away, to separate yourself from that, and realize that it's not reflected directly, maybe a little bit sometimes, because we have to learn from it, right? But it's not directed, it's not reflecting directly on who you are and what your worth is, because if we do that, we're constantly whittling our self-worth down and down and down and down. Because I haven't booked an audition in a while. I have booked a lot of my stuff through direct booking, but to me it feels like I'm constantly failing, and it's kind of hard to separate yourself from that, especially separating yourself from a project, because no matter what you find, I don't know if you do this too, but you get in the car after the audition or whatever it is, and then after you've already submitted it or after you've sent that self-tape, you start going over those lines again, and you go, I should have done it like this. I should have done it like this, right? There's no way to pull yourself from that, and it's human nature. It's just human nature, but it's knowing that you're gonna come back from it. Knowing that that's not the end, and you have to keep yourself, like, if this is your health bar and it's constantly whittling down and you're just letting it keep going down, that's when you need to take a break, because you need to refuel. Because if you let it go all the way down, all this work will not have been worth it, because you're gonna be hurting. You're constantly hurting, and it's not fair for your body, for your actual work that you're trying to do for the other stuff, right? So I think that's the only way to kind of really pull yourself together from that. It's hard to
You got to
not
give
really
yourself
invest.
permission to fail. You got to give yourself permission to fail and be like,
Yes.
look, this is it's a part of it, and you kind of have to get over your. Isn't it? For the most part, it isn't. You know, it's really not about you. I mean, unless you're just a tyrant or you're just a whole.
And especially with social media nowadays, people are only putting out there the best of themselves, right? I'm not gonna put a photo of me that my abs look whack, right? I'm gonna put the best photo that I took. And that's just how it is. My abs don't look like that all the time because right now I'm sitting down and it's got rolls and whatnot. It happens and it's normal. But people don't realize that.
Buddy, okay? I would
exactly.
Kill for
that's what I'm saying. And I would kill for your size. You see what I'm saying? Like we're constantly like, you can't let social media show you this image of what you should be, right? Yeah. That's not how this works. Social media is a tool. And should be used as such, and it shouldn't be something that you allow to affect you negatively.
It can't define you. It can't define you. You got it.
Yeah. So somebody's asking about how it feels to rap in a game. Let's talk about that. That is kind of a cool thing. I did not know that your characters did a rap. Super dope. How did that come about?
Okay, so my characters. You mean like rap the picture?
No, like rapping, like in the music, like music.
Dark Deception. Like a physical rap.
Physical rap.
Dude, that was
audible rap.
So fun. So I used to.
Oops.
Music was my first gig ever. Like out of high school, I moved to New York for a production deal.
Yeah.
But this was so fun because I give a lot of credit to Rocket Gaming guys because pretty much it was a little bit like a Jim Henson thing. Like they would make they wrote everything and then they did the music, so I had to come in as a character and then do my lines. Like luckily I have rhythm and all that other stuff, but it was really interesting to work with people and do music that you've never met before, and that was kind of cool. Like so I think it was very interesting to try to figure out. The ad libs always got me. Like, how am I gonna ad lib as a cartoon bunny? So I'm like, yo, if I'm in the studio, what's he gonna say? You know, where you get the swagger from? Yeah, I like that. Okay, yeah. Play it back. My headphones. All right, yeah. Got it. Yeah. It's like that was the fun part to me.
Yeah,
it's just figuring out the ad libs, and you really kind of understand the character and its headspace. So I think I had too much fun. Really.
So you voiced two characters. Did they both do the rap?
So I voiced Hangry. He's like a cartoon pig. I did Hangry, and I also did Lucky, and he's kind of like this. And then I also did Trigger Teddies too, but they didn't get a rap thing because they're kind of more like side characters. But those are the two characters off of chapter 4. But Tara Strong actually did a rap too, and I really want to hear what she did because I think Vince was telling me that they have like all the characters did it. So I really want to hear what she did.
I love that. I gotta see that. Well, we are definitely gonna play Dark Deception, just not yet. But
not yet.
You know what? When Chris talked to me about this. You know what? Actually, let me go back to something else real quick because this is something I want to know.
Okay.
As a voice actor, I just heard you do two different voices. Now, both of them kind of sound like that would hurt my throat if I had to do that. I mean, after 3 hours of streaming, my throat is already kind of like, and I'm not even making a voice. You know what I'm saying? So what do you have to do? What do you do to keep your voice health strong, in a sense?
So there's a couple of things. Some things are very vocally strenuous, and there you remember like there used to be like, without getting into the inside baseball of it, but there was this thing back a couple of years back where they struck and they were, voices like strenuous voice work was kind of one of the things. There's just certain projects that you kind of know going into it that it's going to hurt. So they'll give you like say you're doing so normally you'll go in and sometimes they'll give you a shorter session.
Oh,
But
you
you'll do
cut
all
out
your
there for
talking
a second.
before.
You cut out. What did you
Uh-oh.
say? Sometimes you'll go in, and then that was all I heard.
But sometimes you'll go in for like a video game, yell a lot. So normally they'll give you a shorter time. So you'll go and you'll say all of your talking lines, and then they'll reserve the last part of it for where you gotta like actually emote and something. Now, if I'm doing something like hangry, like rapping like this for a while, like definitely you can feel like you definitely feel it.
Yeah. Oh.
So there's different things you can do, but actually they have what's called Fred juice.
What is it?
Fred juice. Fred juice.
Fred juice.
So there's this voice actor who is amazing. His name is Fred Tatasciore, and Fred Tatasciore voices the Hulk. Can you imagine? Thousands of sessions as the Hulk, right?
Okay. Yes.
It's really strenuous. So there's like this weird cough syrup. I think it's like Chinese or something like that, but that they use. But it always helps, and they call it. He's kind of the one that got it.
It's like a honey, cinnamony, ginseng kind of dealio.
Yeah. I wish I had some of it. I drunk it all.
Right.
I did a lot of Call of Duty.
Yes.
But pretty much he kind of like brought this thing in, and every studio now has it. Like, and they all call it Fred juice, like because it just helps. But between that, you have to rest. Just resting and there's vocal exercise you can do. But for the most part, if you know you're going in for something stressful, you kind of work around it. Like you don't book a commercial. Like when I was doing Wingstop, sometimes I was going in for Call of Duty. So I was like, guys, let me push my sessions to the afternoon, so that way I'll have all the Jeep stuff, Wingstop stuff done. But you learn to work around it. But it is tricky, and sometimes you just can't talk for a couple of days.
So chat is saying it's my buddy James is in the chat as well. He's also an actor. He says it's Pei Pa Cow probably, or Pipa Gao in Mandarin.
Yes. He's right. The Nim Jum Pei Pa. Yes, exactly what it is.
That's the one. Okay.
Yes.
There you go. Okay.
Right.
So that's cool. That's cool to know. Like that helps coat the throat, I'm assuming, and helps heal it. Because I know for me, the most voiceover work I've done is on Power Rangers, and that was the coolest thing about Power Rangers is that it's a boot camp. It's an acting boot camp. It's a movement like stunts martial arts boot camp because you get all of that training, and then you do an ADR boot camp as well because you have to go in. Our work week looked like Sunday through Thursday. We were shooting 4 a.m. to like 8 p.m. right? And we get our scripts the day before, or our sides. Yeah. And then we get to go to, on Friday, we wake up around 10 o'clock, and then we have an ADR session, and then it's spread out throughout the day depending on whose character is what. And then we do like 2-3 hours of ADR for whatever we just shot, because all of the helmeted scenes are all done by either the Japanese production company from Super Sentai in Toei in Tokyo, and or they'll shoot it with the Japanese stuntmen that are in New Zealand. So we're still dubbing over all of that. So we're doing all like this whole thing of ADR, and half of the show is in the suits. So we're doing like 15 minutes outside the suits, and that's us, and then 15 minutes in the suits, not even 15 minutes, like 8 minutes, and then the robots and all that stuff, right? So we learn to do the same thing, but me, after 1 or 2 hour session of going like I'm already like, oh bro, my throat. So that was one of the things, and I know one of the things that I didn't realize back then was that when you have to do these fights, whatever, I like to move because I'm a mover. My body likes to move. So I do it, and then they're like, oh, that was so good. That was so good. Oh, wow, we got Johnny Young up in the house. Johnny Young, I don't know if you know Johnny Young. He's also a voice actor. He voiced Crypto on Apex Legends.
What's up, Johnny Young?
Yeah, so, I'm sure you guys will someday cross paths or be in the same game, I'm sure. Anyway, for the thing that we did with Rangers was we were like, do all this stuff and do all this movement, and they're like, that was so good, that was so great, but during some of these movements I can hear your hands moving in the shot. Can you just like keep your arms down and like, you know, and I'll do it with the hands down and then my head's turning, and they're like, yeah, that was great, but then you turn your head away. I'm like, oh man, ADR is hard because you're not allowed to move. I don't know if that's the same for you or if the I don't know.
It depends. You know what is really cool that they started doing?
What?
That you would absolutely love now that I'm sure they could do? What they started doing is they started miking the mocap. So now you can do all of that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. You would,
See, Power Rangers doesn't have that kind of a budget.
Yeah. Well, they might not. Well, they might like because it's fairly new. First thing, it was either The Last of Us.
I can see that.
Yeah, but the same mocap things, like it was so great. I was like, oh my gosh, because like some of the things that I struggled on, it was like, okay, all right, now your character's thinking, like how do you voice thinking?
How do you voice?
You know what I'm saying? So
there
like,
you go. Johnny says, yes, that face cam is nice, but the lights are so intense in the face. It's like a flashlight to the face. Oh, yep, that makes sense. I've never
blowing
done
your nose.
Those,
you blowing your nose when
but then don't you wipe out all the markers? You wipe out all the dots, right, when you blow your nose?
Well, it's just like that's like the one thing, like when you have a like position here, just like he's like, I know people, the whole crew is literally looking at my face. Something in my nose. I just like, I just like,
So I've done a lot of mocap, but I haven't done too many where they like put the dots on my face, except for Avatar, right? So we did that, but then we had to like shave our face because the dots wouldn't, you know what I mean, wouldn't get picked up, and we're like, no, we gotta shave. I mean, for me it's not that big of a deal, but a lot of the other guys, they were like, I'm growing my facial hair.
Oh yeah, that's always tough too.
Yeah, but I love doing the mocap stuff. It's fun, but it's also kind of like it can kind of feel like you're in a fishbowl because you're like you're supposed to see all this beautiful like nature or this beautiful whatever, right? Cool looking background, but then you're seeing just a gray room.
Like for months and months, like it must be a really hard shoot, like Jungle Book, where it's just like you're there for so long and it's just like boxes and 8 inches.
Well, okay, I want to talk a little bit about Dark Deception because when we kind of talked about this little talk that we were going to have with Chris, he sent a couple games my way. What was the other game that you sent me?
Darksider.
I knew it sounded so similar because you sent it to me, and I looked up the video for Darksider, and I was like, yo, this looks badass. The horsemen were really cool, and I was like, this is a cool action co-op, whatever. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do this. And then you told me about Dark Deception. I was like, wait, I thought we were doing Darksiders. And he was like, no, it's this one. I was like, okay. I go on a little bit of like a research on it, and it's a scary horror game, which you didn't tell me about.
It's your favorite.
Bro, I didn't realize how much of a horror it was. You sold it to me as Pac-Man, but like 3D.
Yeah, it's 3D Pac-Man.
This is not 3D Pac-Man.
3D Pac-Man to death.
I've seen a little bit of the stuff. So, to the people that are new in chat, I really don't like horror. I'm a jumpy guy. Okay, whatever. I don't care. I don't have to be this like masculine idea of it. I don't like horror.
Don't you fight evil, Bird?
They are colorful rubber monsters. Okay, it's a lot easier to fight those guys. And I can't punch the screen. Like if I could actually physically punch them, maybe. Freaking Johnny got me playing Deceit last time. Okay, so is there anything you want to say about Dark Deception? I mean, we can talk about it a little bit more later too, because Vince is gonna come on in about 40 minutes here.
Well, I want to leave all the Dark Deception stuff, Vince, but I say if you like being scared and you like jump scares, turn off all the lights and enjoy.
Okay, so unfortunately, I don't know how to have his video on at the same time as mine
Yeah.
and the game. So we're gonna turn on the game, but we are gonna still have Chris's voice here. And Chris, you know, I haven't opened the game, so I'm just gonna let it play and see what happens. And you can kind of talk us through certain things. Oh my God, it sounds horrifying. Why?
But here's the thing. I haven't played it yet. I haven't played it yet.
Okay, but I mean, like, you can when your character comes on the screen, you're welcome to tell me.
I don't think you're gonna see my
Can
character
I-
because I'm in chapter 4.
Okay, so I have chapter 4 only.
It's
Are
not out
you
yet.
in chapter 3
Not
at
out.
all?
I am not in chapter 3. I'm in chapter 4.
Okay,
Ah.
which chapter should I do? Okay.
Well, the only one you can do is chapter 1 through 3. So I'm just gonna say go for any of them. If they're let us know which one to play, and we will.
I'm
do
gonna
that.
drop the music in this game because I'm so scared that it's gonna kill me.
Someone said volume down.
I'm dropping. Oh, did they? That's good timing.
Yeah.
I'm dropping it to
Volume down.
0.2. I'm gonna save that. How's that sound, guys? I'm gonna. Let's see. Desktop audio. Bring that there. Okay. Does that sound okay? I'm gonna do chapter 1. All right. I'm gonna switch so that you guys can see the game.
Okay, let's see.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna look at your screen now. Oh, I'll just see me.
Yep. Let me. Why is the main game not going?
We are so noob.
Dark Deception. I know, right? Yesterday I played it. Oh God, look at the teeth. Yesterday I played a game, a whole like first round of Among Us, and I didn't even have the screen of the game on. I was just.
Oh no.
The whole chat was like, "Yo, what are you doing, bro?"
That's
Okay.
hilarious.
Let's see.
Oh,
Why
my
does it say
goodness.
resume? Gosh, the sounds, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Go for it.
Peter
Can
is
you hear
calling
drinking?
me.
The pieces
Yeah, I
of
can
a
hear you.
powerful ring
Yum.
are hidden
It's delicious.
in night
My bubble's
tunnels
warm now.
behind each of these portals. Find them and bring them to me,
Okay, I can do that.
and you'll get your wish.
I'll get my wish.
Fail,
What's my wish?
and you'll find there are
don't
fates
know.
far worse than death awaiting you here.
Who's the voice of this?
I don't know.
Oh
I
God!
can't.
Oh, what the fudge! Yeah. Okay. All right. How do I move? Oh, okay. Why can't I look right and left?
I think because nothing's open yet, you gotta go.
Do I just go forward here?
I guess. I don't know.
Oh God.
Oh.
Shit, false. How do I get in? I'm trying to
Oh,
answer.
there you go. There you go.
Oh,
Ah,
where am I supposed to go?
I
Was I
think
supposed to?
you're
Oh, I'm supposed to go to that first one. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm getting motion sickness already. Oh,
It's okay. I went
shit.
through it. I think you're supposed to go to that. Oh, there it is. The
Okay.
monkey.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
Go to the monkey. Oh, she's scary.
I'm gonna stay further back from this. I'm scared that it's gonna.
Oh, you didn't want to talk to her. You're like, nope.
No, I don't want to talk to her. Why I'm trying to.
Charming little hotel.
That's something to say. Might have a clue.
Bring back any memories.
It doesn't. I've never played this game. What are you talking about?
Monkey business.
What does it say? Ring for service. How do I ring? I'm afraid. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Welcome. Breakfast and
Jack,
murder
it's the
free
cat.
every day. I don't like that. Go God, Lucky!
Ooh.
Shit. Okay.
Breakfast and murder.
Stay away from this fucker.
Uh-oh.
Wait, what is that? I don't want to go towards that.
Do
What?
it.
I'm assuming I have to. Shit. Good God.
Wait, you see that little move thing? And something moves in the background. What is that?
What are you talking about? Don't say stuff like that.
Go for it.
Am I supposed to go here?
Just go shake his hand. Yeah, absolutely.
What?
Yeah.
The door's closed. Why is the door closed? Why did it close on me? What am I supposed to do?
Uh-oh.
Okay. Why do people play games like this?
Because it's great.
Oh shoot.
I love the whip pants.
Yes, I'm going up.
Loki, I'm definitely about to play this. I am definitely about to play this.
I had just told chat that I'm not ever playing another scary game and this happens. Like-
Oh,
Oh lord. We're okay. Yeah.
Did you turn the lights on?
Nothing scary here.
See those floating but
Skip the tutorial. I skipped it on accident. Dang it.
Uh-oh. Oh, it probably would have had something scary and cool.
Somebody. Okay.
Uh-oh. That looks nice.
Okay. So I'll just pick these up.
See? I think that's the Pac-Man
Okay.
thing, right?
Yeah, this is fully Pac-Man. You're right.
See? To death.
Okay. Do I just pick all of them up?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the idea?
Yeah.
Not
And then-
bad. 20 shard streak. That's right.
And don't get killed.
Easy. Easy. What? Why do I hear things? Oh my god! Oh! Fuck.
that's okay.
Okay.
They liked you anyway.
So I can't. God damn it. Shit.
Got you.
Oh my god. Oh my god. How am I supposed to know? What am I? Do I just run away from it?
I don't know. Just.
Wait, I'm scared,
It's
dude.
like, am I seeing a bit of a delay on you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. That's.
Oh, I hear it.
Uh-oh. There you go.
No. No. Keep running. Oh my god! Fuck! Ah, shit.
See? Now you're gonna get addicted, dude. Why?
No! Are you kidding me? What the heck?
Oh man, that's crazy. They just come out of nowhere.
I'm sweating. Dude.
Yeah, this is great. I think I might be playing video games. It's been so long.
You like this? You actually enjoy this?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I love stuff like this, man. Especially like, well, I like watching.
Ah! Shit. Oh, what happened? Oh, it crashed on me.
Oh no. Yeah, I like watching, man.
It crashed on me. It crashed. Oh. Okay, hold on. I gotta reopen it. It just crashed on me. I don't. My God.
Like I have a projector too, so I like stuff like this. Dark.
I ran from the monkey and it crashed the game. Am I supposed to not be able to win this? Is it just
That's a Vince
like?
question.
Oh my
That's a Vince
goodness.
question.
I'm gonna talk to Vince about this. I don't like him. I've never talked to him before, but I don't like him already.
Yeah, well, this monkey's killing you.
Dude, why would you make a game like this, bro? Okay.
That's fantastic. Man,
Okay, I'm
You know, it's
gonna
really hard.
switch back here.
it's really hard getting all the boba out.
Yeah, I usually just cut it open with my open the thing and then I'll just.
I would do that, but I'm not a cheater.
Oh yeah, that's true. So this collect all the soul shards to break the ring barrier. Okay. Bro, I don't know how many runs of this I can play.
You get motion sickness?
Motion sickness and I'm scared. Oh my god, did that door open? Did that door just open? I swear to god that door just opened. I'm
Just
running.
play your last 3
I'm
guys and see what you can do.
fucking running.
Yeah, just play your last 3 guys.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Run!
I'm running. I don't know how to freaking run any faster.
I don't
Fucking
know.
hell.
AB.
I'm holding
I
the
have no
shift
idea.
button.
I think if you hold it too long.
Oh my god.
Oh wow!
Oh shit!
Now
He
I'm
sounds really
seeing it.
close! He sounds really close! Fuck! How do I go out here? I don't like this at all. Why? The
He just comes out of anywhere, huh?
dude, what the fudge? Oh,
Oh
shit!
man! Like you come around the corner,
Shit.
it's just like
Shit.
so blind. Oh! Such a blind corner.
Fuck, dude. I don't think I can play this game. Oh my god.
Do you think you can win one?
Nope.
You got 3 games, right? You got 3 guys, right?
Shit. Yeah, I think so. I don't think
just play 3 guys.
3 lives.
Yeah, 3 lives. You got it.
One on
Well,
fire.
you're doing good. Well, you're doing good. Look, from here, I mean, I think when I hear you die in the future.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I think I got away from him.
Think. On fire. Nah, I'm just seeing on fire.
Oh shit! Oh shit! He's over there.
So like,
Okay.
can you hear him coming? Is
I
that
can.
how?
I can hear the footsteps close by, dude. It does not. This is. Vince did a good job if he was trying to make a really, really, really effed up game.
Yes, I think that's the point.
I've only done half.
I would have thought.
Yep.
Oh my god.
See, it is like Pac-Man, right? And the ghost is just like.
Oh
It's actually
shit!
really.
Oh shit!
It's actually really ingenious.
Oh, I hear him. I hear him.
Uh-oh. Booyah!
Oh god! Oh god! Fuck! He was on the other side. Was there more than one?
Death by monkey.
I don't know.
Oh dear. How embarrassing.
Oh.
Oh wait, I see. Something.
Wait. Why do I?
Oh!
Yeah.
I just saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just saw me die.
Yeah. And then there were 2. 75 shards, man. You can do it. I believe in you.
Enemies revealed. Oh, I can see where the enemies are. Where?
Oh, that's cool. Oh, so when you get half it, you can start shooting stuff?
I guess. Oh yeah, I can see them on the map now. Oh shit balls! What the?
Uh-oh.
Why didn't it show it on the map earlier?
There you go.
Hey,
You only
thanks
got
for the follow,
93?
yo.
You only got what, 93 more to go?
This is hard. You have to get all of them. That's.
Oh!
Oh, I see him. I see him. I see him. I see him on the map. I see him on the map.
Oh, now you can see him chase you.
I don't like this game. Screw you, Chris.
You are welcome.
Oh shoot. Oh, I figured it out. I just look at the map. I don't look at the actual game. It's not so bad. It's not so bad.
What you think, you
Yeah,
know?
we're good. Shut up. Shut up.
Thank you, no.
Shit. It's hard to not freak out when the thing comes at you. Like, you know it's gonna happen, but it's still...
That's what makes it fun, the jump scare, dude.
I hear it. I hear it. Oh my god, I hear it. Shit, I hear it. I'm
You only got
close.
46. I think you might clear this.
Enemy
stage.
stunned. Yes, I like that.
Run.
What am I supposed to break the boards? What boards are you talking about here? I want the reveal one again. How do I reveal?
I have no idea.
That's the one I want, because then that tells me where they are, and then I don't get scared. I hear it! I hear it! I hear it! I hear it! Oh god! Oh lord!
waiting
Oh
for you.
Jesus H Christ!
He's waiting for you.
Lord
He's
Almighty!
gonna hang out right by the shard. Booyah!
Roll! Run! 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 A little bit more! A little bit more! Oh shit! This way. Okay. Nope. He's right there.
Oh, okay. You said on fire. I just saw that one. You only got 14 left, right?
Oh god! 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 Oh lord! Yeah, God! Shit!
It helps if you don't let them stab you in the face.
He's waiting on you.
God. I got them all, right? No? I didn't get them all?
Oh! Whoa! I just.
Yep. Yep.
You only got, well, you got one more, right? Only
4 more.
4 more shards to get, right? You can do it. I believe you.
I hear
Believe
him.
in you.
Okay.
That's it.
I just want to finish this one level and be done.
Avenge me! Do it!
I'm avenging. Oh, fuck me. Why'd you... Oh, shit! Oh shit balls. Shit. Oof.
Where's the last two? Oh, he's hanging out there. He knows. Oh wow, that's crazy. Was he coming in the mirror?
Oof. Oof. Oh gosh! Dang it!
You are dead.
I got them all. What?
I think you got to go back to the register. You got to go back to the elevator. Oh wow. Well, you are dead. You are
This
died.
game. I can't
great,
handle
man.
it. I can't handle it. Oh, I'm sweating so much.
You're welcome.
I
I
can't.
gotta say, this is a great first mobile, man. I'm a
Yeah.
fan of you for sticking through it.
I can't do more. I'm dead. I like it. I'm dead. I'm done.
That's funny. Well, you got all the shards. I think you have to go back to the thing.
Yeah,
like,
and I was trying to go back, but I couldn't. Bro, I'm actually sweating. My pits are like. Hold on. I need
That's
to
worth it.
turn on the
I'm
light
subscribing
here.
for that. I'm subscribing.
I'm subscribed. I'm subscribed.
Yep. I'm thoroughly happy.
I'm honestly uninstalling this game right after this talk, before Vince hops on.
So you're not a fan. So you don't like horror. What do you normally?
Oh, my heart is. What did you say?
So you don't like horror. What do you normally play?
I play Call of Duty. I play Fall Guys. I play.
You were telling me about
Among Us.
Fall Guys.
Yeah,
You
Fall
told me
Guys is fun.
What is it?
It's one of the most popular games right now, but on PC there's too many people that are like cheating, so it's
How do you-
it's
how do
yeah,
you cheat?
you can cheat on PC. It's real easy because you can just like download all the right cheats for it.
Well, that's gotta
Yeah.
be fun.
So, wow. My heart. I'm sweating so bad right now. I didn't like
Well,
that.
yeah.
That's worse than Deceit. I would rather play Deceit. I don't know. Deceit's pretty bad too. But
What's the seed?
Deceit is. Have you ever played Mafia?
I've heard of Mafia.
So it's like Mafia, right? You play with 6 people, you and 5 other people online, and 2 of you, I believe, out of the 6 are gonna be infected, and the other 4 are humans. But you all start off as humans, and you have to work together to get out of this place that you've been put in. So the infected, once the lights go down, they can turn into these monsters, and then they can eat the humans. The humans are equipped with guns, so they can fight, but you don't know who turns into what. So,
Until the night comes.
right, and then you have to figure out who it is. Even in the night, when they do it, they could be lying. They could be like, "It wasn't me. It wasn't me." And it's the same thing. If you get killed in it, like your view is here, and then it bites you and it turns you around, and same thing. You see the freaking.
That sounds fun. See? I guess we don't like the same type of games. I would love.
Boy.
I would love that game. I play
My
Street
heart.
Fighter. Play Street
See,
Fighter.
that's. I'll play that. I'll play that.
I buy Street Fighter every year. You know that? Every year the same way. I don't know why I buy it every year. I'm like, oh, well, they got it in this. Whoa.
I mean, if it's good, it's good. Oh, whoops. Hold on.
Oh.
I've done something here weird to the chat. Let me figure this out. Sorry.
Is my face still there?
Your face is not still here.
Oh, see.
Let me fix that. Because we want to see your face. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to see that beautiful face of yours.
Kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
No.
Just
you didn't see
kind.
the Instagram that I did?
No, I missed it. I must
The
have
no
missed
shirt?
it.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I had R&B music playing, talking about how we're gonna have it's on for the stream.
I love it.
It's so great. You gotta see
Here,
it.
let me fix this. Here we go.
Dude, really hard, you know the Boba out here. Now it's warm and weird.
Yeah,
taste.
that's not good. Let's see.
It tastes like I had a cold and ate chocolate. You know.
Here we go. I've done it now. There you go. Your face is back on the screen.
Pop the screen.
I did pop the screen out. It was to get.
So I'm in
There
the
we
past.
go.
I'm in the past. All right.
There you are. See? I figured it out. Oh, boys. Next
Welcome
sub
back. Now, that's a
goal
jump
we
scare.
hit, you'll be playing this game. Ooh, I don't know, guys. That's gonna be a huge sub goal.
What's the goal? I'm gonna make sure you hit it. What is it?
It's gonna be 2,000 subs. I'll play this game again.
I will make 2,000 accounts and sub.
2,000 subs. I will make that happen.
I got nothing better to do. I'm quarantining, but no, I'm making a smoothie.
Oh no, I'm not playing another one. That I died. That I did all my 3 lives. That's it.
Well, technically he did 6.
Yeah, I did 5 or 6 or whatever. And I let me get out of this. Wow, jeez, bro. I'm so glad that's over. Okay, quit. I gotta quit this.
Well, you got to play it again when chapter 4, because then you could I get to jump scare.
Oh, you become a monster.
Yeah, your friend Lucky, he's gonna get you.
Oh, I don't like that. I may not be able to hang out with you afterwards because you're just gonna do that voice every time.
Yep, I'm gonna burn in your memory.
See you later, James. My buddy James literally stayed just to see me get scared because he doesn't get scared.
That's great. He's glad he caught it.
So, one of my followers on here, subscribers that's been here for a while, SG, is asking, did you voice it? Yes, Chris did voice 2 of the characters, but not in this chapter. So it's the upcoming
4.
chapter, right?
Yeah.
And that comes out when?
I'm not sure, but
the
rap came out today.
The rap came out today?
The rap came out today, and we've got over 20,000 views so far.
Okay, so let's go listen to it because
when we get, because there's 2 of them, yeah.
When we get Vince in here, we want to be able to talk about that. So what do I search up here? Dark Deception.
So I think the first one, Bad Rabbit, and then the other one was Notorious P.I.G.
Song. Do the Bad Rabbit one. Oh my god, it looks so scary.
Who's the new one that dropped today?
What is this? Oh, wait, 3 months ago.
No. That's Bad Rabbit. Do Notorious P.I.G. first.
Oh, okay. Because
that one dropped today.
Notorious
P.I.G. The Notorious P.I.G.
P.I.G. 8 hours ago. Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna listen to this. Let's listen to this. Oh, that's
What's the view count? What's the view count?
It's at 44,000. Mm.
I can't hear what you're hearing, but
Oh, okay. You'll hear it in the chat, right?
I turned off.
Hangry, better move your feet. Pork hits harder than that beef. Hold tight, pig right. I'm the muscle when
I love the ad libs.
Wow. Is this you? This is you, right?
Yeah, I can't hear it, but yeah, I imagine.
Right. Because you're the pig.
It's been in the studio. Yeah.
Yep. Wow. Wow.
Shout out to Rocket Gaming.
They feel so good. Picking through your bones and his finger licking tasty. Packing on the pounds cause I do it on a daily. Notorious.
Whoa.
P.I.G.
Lars.
The Notorious.
Lars.
P.I.G. The Notorious P.I.G. I want a piece of your R.I.P.
This is dope.
Yeah, he did a good job, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Slap that me.
Yeah. So
Yo, Anime Rick, thanks for subbing. Welcome to the Avocado Boba clan.
Anime Rick.
You are here with Yoshi Sudarso and Chris Jai Alex
What's up?
doing our first Boba Talk.
It's actually pronounced
I wanna
No one knows.
Jay. Oh,
None of my
Chris
friends know
J.
that.
Now we know. Chris J. Alex.
No one's had to know. I respected that.
I think it's because we're all used to Michael Jai White, right?
Yes. And he is the original when I stole his name from. Shout out to the OG.
Jay it is. Piece of your rib. Piece of your rib. I had to make sure my content was on mature, because, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. So there's a couple of curse words.
A little curse words here and there. This is pretty dope, dude.
Thank you.
It's been a while since I've been in the studio.
It's so fun.
I love
My
it.
neighbors must hate me.
Whoa, were you super loud when you made this?
Oh, the loudest.
Yeah, what?
Doing all that. Like 4 a.m.
Love it. At 4 a.m. What are you doing this at 4 a.m.? Oh, cause
I'm making a movie. There's no one to drive. I had to get it done.
yeah.
Yeah.
When did you record this?
Oh, man, I don't remember. Maybe about a month ago?
Wow, this came out quick then, right?
Yeah, they own it. Yeah. Vince is not on it.
And this is Vince. Did Vince write this or did you write it?
No, the team at Rocket Gaming did it. So I think there's a duo of them. But yeah, I've since subbed to their channel, and their genre I believe is called. But yeah, they write it, and I think there's two, and they also make the music too.
Right. This is
really
dope. You are always doing the coolest stuff, my friend. I love that.
Thank you. Well, I didn't do it by myself.
Yeah.
I was a little DMX inspired. What? I did that one. I took one from Jeezy. I said, yeah.
I love it. That's awesome. Was that the only one you were a part of, or did you do another one?
I did another one called Bad Rabbit.
Bad Rabbit.
Yeah, that's Lucky. Yeah.
All right, let's listen to that too.
Yeah. So it's funny because originally the one I wrote, like when he was asked me to do, he's like, yeah, could you write? And the one I wrote was like super nasty, like, cause he was like, he wanted the battle rap. I was like, oh, I'm going all in. So, you know, I was like, I don't think I understand the barometer here. And then luckily Rocket Games came in and they wrote something that was appropriate. And, cause I was like, oh, battle rap, I'm about to.
I didn't even know you did music, bro. That's so crazy.
That's my first thing I ever did, man. Like, yeah, that's like my first job I ever had.
As a musician, or what did you do?
Music producer. So
oh, okay.
I was supposed to make music for certain artists and stuff like that. I was also an artist too. Like,
you lived so many lives.
Yeah.
I love that.
I did not want to serve drinks. It's hard to find those.
Guys, this is so sick. Okay, if you're in the chat still, do you like this kind of stuff? Should we be doing more Boba Talks? Because I love doing it, because I want to be able to like talk to my friends. But are you guys enjoying it? And is there something you guys want to see out of this? Yeah, you dig it?
Your ideas. No.
Oh, Chris, you did some music for the Steven Universe channel character?
Ooh, did we do
and
music?
Samurai rap beats?
Oh my goodness, that was a long time. When I do Steven Universe, I'm normally in like I'll do like 3 or 4 episodes at a time. Yeah, oh my goodness.
Hey, somebody was like freestyle.
Oh, freestyle? I can't freestyle.
I can't,
I
for
was never
sure.
good at that. I was never good at that, but I could write. I could write.
I am not musically inclined at all.
Oh, for sure. I could get you in here, man. That's what we need to do. That's what you need to do. You need to do like what was the name of your movie you did? Like Sexy Guys or Beautiful Guys or something like that? You do the theme song and that will score it.
Oh, that would be sick. Hell, I'm gonna turn on the light here.
Yep.
Let's start with L. L for lucky. Yeah, bitch. Don't forget it. I'm
Ooh.
Little. Fuck you, dude. I'm gonna get the red two views game bang with a chainsaw. Ring, ring. Alakazam, I work on magicians. I got trap magic. Here goes a pig. I left you a gift.
Did he say sexy guys? No. It's called Pretty Dudes.
Pretty dude. I don't know if y'all can even hear me play piano. I can hear you.
They can hear you. They can hear you for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. This is dope. I like it.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
this
man.
one better, I think.
That's the one for you?
This is the one better for me, yeah. Oh, I don't like the video though. I'm gonna stop looking at the video.
Because it's scary.
It's
Yeah.
a rabbit like coming at you like that.
Yeah,
He's definitely scary.
Chris got bars. He do indeed.
Hey, I had nothing to do with that. That was all Vince.
That's all Vince.
And
He wrote
guys
it,
with the
huh?
Rocket.
Okay.
I think I wrote 3 bars on this one because the stuff that I wrote was a little inappropriate, and it still was. But I'm surprised they used it. But I think it was around.
Oh, they like pig better. I like this one. So hey, Chris, since there are people here that could be possibly hearing about you the first time, can you tell them where they can find you on your socials?
Absolutely, it's literally my name. That's all. That's everything. At Chris J Alex. It's JAIALEX. You can find me anywhere.
Anywhere.
I urge you to follow me on everything.
Are they all the same?
It's just my name, Chris J Alex. Yes, super lucky.
Yeah,
Super lucky.
for reals.
Yeah.
This.
But I
sending
think
that-
I'm the most active. I'm the most active on Instagram, just because I like the.
They want to get the explicit cut of that one.
Oh.
The more.
This one gets pretty explicit. Like I think the bar that I wrote was pretty dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, I could say it for you. I don't know if I didn't want to turn your.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Our channel right now is mature audiences. I mean, it's always pretty mature. We kind of joke around a little bit. Not that I try to. It just happens.
Oh, okay. Cool. So actually, yeah, if you want the explicit, the bar that I wrote came at 2:23, and yeah, the one that I wrote was a little bit more on that, and I'm just like, I'm looking at the comments, I was like, I think it's a good thing that I didn't write it because it would have been much dirtier.
Much dirtier.
Well, just because I thought it was like, when he was battle rap, so I'm like, oh man, I gotta hurt him, son. I gotta cut.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
We are waiting on Vince to hop in.
The creator of Dark Deception.
He was
And you can
supposed
tell him
to
how
hop in like 5 minutes, so we'll see when he does hop in. I haven't gotten an extra email from him yet, but until then, see if we can. Oops, I did not mean to play that. So man, Dark Deception is a full-on like horror genre that's been out for a minute, huh?
Yeah, you know what? And I found there's like a really hardcore fan base for it. It's really cool because I started getting like people messaging me. They're like, yeah, I like Dark Deception. I was like, because when you do stuff, you never know what's gonna. I do this, I do that, and I get a lot of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fans. Because at first, when I was doing that, I didn't know what that is.
Really, JoJo's?
Yeah, I got a lot of friends doing that. I did AC/DC.
Okay. I love JoJo.
Yeah.
Like such a good show. Such a good show.
Yeah, I play one of the Pillar Men. I don't know. I haven't seen the series in entirety, but I'm one of the Pillar Men, who he cries when he gets his power and stuff like that, and then he goes all crazy.
What season is that?
Oh, I don't know, but I know it's the Pillar Men. I'm AC/DC.
Oh, maybe I'm not that far enough yet for that.
I have no idea. Somebody out there knows.
Somebody in chat know that?
Somebody, I don't know. Maybe any JoJo fans out there?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope my chat knows JoJo.
Oh wait, I love you and JoJo. Hey, Abby Marie, thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
You just started watching JoJo. I honestly really like the first like season because
Yeah.
the main character is so pure. Kind of an idiot, but he's like really pure. Let me turn up my light here.
I kind of like those characters too, like those anime, like super pure, naive. Like that's kind of like the protagonist trope. Is like they're kind of pure and innocent, kind of like Goku and kind of
Yeah.
like Naruto. They're just like
Yeah.
they're romantically clueless and
I
hopeful.
I feel like they made Goku a little too stupid in the in Super in the newest season.
Super.
Yeah, I did not enjoy that. Hey, so you know Johnny as well, right? Johnny on Bosch?
Oh yeah, that's he's in the movie.
Yeah.
He's in
So
that
he
movie.
was saying he's like voiced the first JoJo in the dub. Ah, I didn't know that. See, Johnny
does everything.
is a badass. He's been in the business for a long time, and he's such a nice dude. I actually started. I don't know if you knew this, but I started rolling with him.
Did you? Yeah, he's
yeah.
a beast, dude.
He's a freaking beast. He
He's
and
a
his buddies would
beast.
roll at 6 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and before COVID, obviously, I would go and hang out with them. I'm like, dude, I can't hang with you guys. You guys are beasts.
6 a.m. Yeah.
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
6, 7 a.m. Yeah, cause all of them like they have kids to take to school and all that, so they roll and then they send them off, and then they go home and send their kids off to school. Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
So
He
impressed.
does a lot of stuff. Like I remember I was filming something.
Oh, sorry, chat. Sorry. So chat. When I say roll, that's when we do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's what you call it. You're rolling with each other. I just realized that sounded weird. That we're rolling with a bunch of dudes at 6 a.m. in the morning.
We're at 6 a.m. in the morning. We roll before they get the kids.
we were rolling and learning jiu-jitsu and stuff. I mean, they weren't really teaching a class. It was just like go and do your own whatever and mess around. And I was learning because I was so new to the game. And these guys are all like, there's brown belt, purple belt. I think Johnny's a purple. Yeah, so they were wrecking me, dude. I was getting my butt whooped.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, not bowling. We were not bowling.
Yeah. We're rolling dice.
Rolling some dice. That's on Sunday nights when we play D&D.
You know what's funny? I never played D&D. I was one.
See, you should absolutely like that. Would be such a good thing for you because so D&D, how we've kind of used it is my friends and I, we would write stories, right? And then instead of making it into a movie, we would play D&D with it because you don't have to pay anything to play D&D, but we're still creating the story. So it's kind of nice to do. We've had a lot of fun with it, but that's a nice one to do. If you, I mean, you don't have to DM, but when you DM, you have to like know all the like stats and all that for the monsters and stuff. So it's a little bit tougher. Hey. Vince is here, so chat, we're gonna pull Vince in right now. Vince, how's it going?
Ladies and gentlemen, Vince.
Can you hear us? And if you'd like,
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, he got a good mic on. He got a good.
Yeah.
Man.
If you'd
Wait,
like,
can you guys see me?
No, the video is still not on yet. So if you want to hit that video, we can see you. We'll be able to see you in a second.
Look at that. He got that bass. Sexy voice, man. What's going on with you?
Dude, both of you guys, I'm feeling really inadequate here.
I need to buy a mic after hearing Vince's. Okay. Right,
yeah.
And it's mic out.
So Vince, you have to take your shirt off.
Yeah, Vince. It seems like you said that you were gonna take your shirt off or something like that.
Yeah.
And do some kicks.
I said I'll do that if you want to lose. If you want to lose some viewers, I'll take my shirt off.
I don't care about that. Let's have the shirt off.
Wait,
Yeah.
1 second.
No worries, no worries.
Little R&B for Dark Deception.
I think I was getting some weird echo from my phone.
Oh, yeah, you're probably on your phone watching the stream. We can do some hands though, because I can't do my feet in this. I do want to stream some like martial arts and stuff too, at some point.
Maybe I should close that.
We were just listening to it.
Twitch. That's what the issue was.
That makes sense.
First time. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm kind of.
Hey, this is first time for all of us. This is my first time doing this talk and having you guys on. I'm trying to figure this out. This was my first time playing a really scary horror game.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like horror games, and I think it's absolutely fun to have him watch him squirm and writhe.
I did not realize it was a horror game when he first talked to me about it, so
Oh, I caught that. I turned it on right as you were at the I hate Vince part. It was like, I hate this guy. I was like, that's when I got into the stream. I turned because I had just woken up and I was like, I wonder what they're talking about. And I
As he
turned it on.
died.
You're playing Dark Deception. You're like, I hate this guy. I was like, all right, well,
we're off to a good
it'd be
start.
Mission
Good start, yeah.
accomplished. Mission accomplished. Yes,
Bro,
it's a
I was
very, very
freaking
scary
out.
game.
Well, I'm glad you figured out how to run at least. That's heads and shoulders above a lot of the streamers. So
Oh,
you did pretty
What are
well.
the tips? What are the tips, Vince? How do we
Oh. because okay, are
man,
there
this-
2 monkeys in the beginning in that map? Is there
Yeah.
2?
No, there's 4.
No
Oh.
wonder. I was like, I thought I ran away from this guy, and then I turn a corner and there's another one. You've done a really good job at making it very, very scary. Like
Oh, thanks.
the peak
a team
over
effort.
the corner. Messed me up, bro. Messed me up. It messed me up. All the sounds. I dropped the sound to like 0.2, and it's still. I think my headset's too good or something.
Probably, yeah. I mean, when we made the game, we looked at what was out there, and we were like, all right, they got survival horror. You've got your Resident Evils and Silent Hills.
Yeah.
This was back in 2014 when we actually kicked this off. Like, we just got it out in 2018 finally, but it started way back. It's been a long journey.
Wow.
So, yeah, at the time, we were like, we want to make something different, and it kind of evolved from simply wanting to do like a Pac-Man style game.
Mm-hmm.
And as we were kind of going through it and making the music and the design and everything, it kind of evolved into, let's stress the hell out of people and make this an anxiety game. Like, because we had
Mission
Outlast
accomplished.
at the time. It was all about hide under the bed, hide in the closet. And we're like, no, toss all that out the window. We don't want them to be able to hide anywhere. We want them to have to run for their life nonstop. We're like, what matches up with that? Pac-Man.
Yeah, well, anxiety is exactly how I feel. Dude, I was stress sweating. I was quite
I could
literally
hear it.
sweating. You could
I was
hear the
like, "Is that
sweat.
legit?" Yeah, I was wondering at first. I was like, is that legit? Because I can't tell. Like a lot of creators, that they're such. You guys are good actors, so
Thank you.
it makes it even harder. I gotta guess. I'm like, is that real or is that his good acting ability? But no, I felt like it was real, so I was like, all right, it's doing its job.
It's
How did you come up with it? Like how did you become a game designer? I always watched the movie like Grandma Boy, and I always imagined it's something like that.
Oh man, I love that movie.
Everyone
I love
does.
idea that like one guy makes like a game like that dude's like up on the top floor, just like sitting in his chair,
With
dressed
the
like
cobras.
Neo. Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm gonna
How
make
do
a
they
game
see
today.
That's awesome. Well, dude, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, this especially
Thanks for having me.
all the way from Taiwan, like that's crazy.
Oh
That's,
wait a minute, where's your boba? What are you drinking?
Oh yeah.
I was looking at. I was trying to get some boba. They can deliver it right to your house there. It's awesome. With the Uber Eats and things. But I had to make do. I've got like some green tea and grapefruit juice.
Is that
So I
boba
got some
time? Because I've
food.
got the same looking.
No, this is some
It
place
is.
my wife likes. She goes to.
Ah.
It's like some kind of K-pop boy love tea place.
Yes, I love it.
This glass is
That's
pretty bling though,
fitting.
man. I gotta admit, I like this glass.
Is it glass?
It comes. No, it's not
Oh,
glass.
it's black. Oh,
plastic,
okay.
But it's all like kind of holographic, so it's pretty cool. I
Oh,
kind of stole it from her, and I use it a lot now.
that's awesome. From this K-pop cafe.
Yeah, it's actually called Boy Love. So
Boy
Oh,
love.
it's called boy love.
That's awesome. I absolutely love that. We need more boy love. There's boy love going on right here. I mean, I might hate you a little bit for, probably taking off some years off my life.
oh man,
You know,
we got
Worth it.
a lot of time.
you know what's funny is like, because
Worth it.
when I was talking to Chris about this, I wasn't sure what we were like what game it was we were gonna play, because he's been in so many games. And when it came down to Dark Deception, I didn't really think about it, because he sent me, I said this to him earlier, Darksiders. He sent me Darksiders, right? The video. So I watched that.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, dude, I got this. Like, action game, co-op. I love it. I can bring my homies. You can play with me. And then, he said, oh, it's actually Dark Deception. I didn't think to look it up. Darksiders, Dark Deception, they kind of sound, I was like, it's probably of the same genre, right? No big deal. And then chat already knows. I've only been streaming for about 2 weeks, and they already know that horror I can't do. I played this game called Deceit. I don't know if you know of it. It's like Mafia. And it's basically, yeah, there's 6 people, and then 2 of them are infected people, and you're all trying to get out of this place while the infected is sabotaging you and killing people. But the crazy thing is, like, everything goes dark, and then they can eat you, and it's scary sounds, all this stuff. So I had just like finished on Wednesday. I was like, that was my last time playing it. I was like, no more horror games. And then this comes out, and I was like, oh, I forgot I said yes to this. I was stressing out the whole day. I was like, I don't want and then the game like bugged out on me, and it kicked me out on my last life. They're like, well, now you got to do all 3 lives again. I was like, no.
Oh no, you got the was it the Unreal crash? Did it,
yeah.
Pop up warning?
Yeah, but I made it. Yeah. I got all of the little gems, and then I died. Like on the way back to the thing. Huh?
Oh, you didn't get back. Okay, so it crashed on the way back.
Oh no. Yeah, it didn't crash on the way back. I just got killed by the monkey.
Oh, you just got killed.
Just a stupid monkey.
Now we know.
That's awesome. I'm glad Dark Deception's the last horror game you're gonna play.
Yeah, I think it will be.
Actually, it might be my gateway. But,
he loves it.
I'm all in kind of stuff like. So,
no. Yeah. Chapter 4, when that drops, we're gonna bring you back.
Let me know.
Play that. We're still doing that live stream with you and Tara, so
that's awesome.
We'll just kind of slip him in.
I'm curious to see that rap. Yeah, I wanted rap. When is that dropping?
Oh man, that dropped. It dropped last night. Yeah.
It dropped.
Awesome. Got like
what's it called?
Over 38,000 views in like an hour. I haven't checked it since last night, but it was doing pretty good.
What is it called? Dark Deception.
It's called Notorious P.I.G.
Oh yeah. We just listened to that.
No. I mean, Tara Strong's song. Didn't she rap too?
Oh no, Tara Strong's song hasn't dropped yet.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's coming next month.
Next month.
I've heard all mine. Come on.
Oh yeah, well, you didn't.
My stuff.
I don't think you heard the final though when it went out. Before it went out.
I didn't hear it before. I heard it today, and I reacted to it, and I was very, very happy with what you guys did. It was very cool.
Yeah, there will be a stream with Chris and Tara later.
Like the version that was like
next month for
chapter
4.
Like, the chorus was all janky and messed up, but now they made it smooth at the end.
Yeah, they're great, man.
That is so cool. What made you decide to have this music, this rap within a game? Like that's. I love that because like a lot of games, it's just a game, right? There's nothing beyond that part of it. So what made you think of making a rap?
Well, my fans are gonna love hearing this, but what kind of brought up the idea is that we were taking so long with our chapter 4. So
Where's the game?
Delayed. So the game was getting delayed, like a lot worse than we thought it was gonna get delayed. And we're like, all right, everybody's waiting and getting kind of irritated. So like, how can we put something out that's fun to kind of help them pass the time? And the Joy gang, we put out some videos for them, some trailers, and they kind of blew up. So we were like, all right, what else can we do with these guys?
Yeah.
To get people hyped for chapter 4 and have some fun with them. And we got Lucky and Hangry, which are voiced by Chris, and he was the right choice for those.
Yeah.
He just nails the voice. Like I loved it. Stood out in the auditions and everything, so it was great. And it's already kind of sounds like a gangster. So I was like, how can we just do some gangster rap with Lucky? Why not the rap?
Pretty
So,
gangster. Not really.
Chat is asking. So when is chapter 4 coming out?
Oh,
they asked us that. That's a good question. I'd say 2020.
He says 2020. I thought it was next month.
Next 4 months. 2020, there we go.
He's got 4 months coming. Hey, listen, guys, there is a pandemic out there, okay? Let these people work as safely and as slowly as they need to.
Yeah.
I would rather everybody work on it safely.
I think they expect that to make it go faster.
Yeah, I know.
We're trying to help you, Vince. I have a question, though, because me and Yoshi, we were talking about what it was like auditioning and
thanks for the follow
from the
Lola
actor side of it. It'd be very interesting to hear what it's like choosing actors from the producer side.
Oh man, it's brutal. I actually felt kind of bad when I do the auditions because I don't know.
A
if you
man
guys
with a
know,
heart. We stand a man with a heart.
I feel guilty because everyone's so talented and I get so many of them. It's like I got Chris Borders as my casting director, so he runs Tiki Man.
Cyclone, thanks for the follow.
He knows everybody, so he brings in. I tell him I send him the character, I send him the bio, and the lines that we want read, and he'll go out and get everybody, and he comes back with like 300, 500.
Holy moly!
And he's like, "All right, go through them." I'm like, "Oh," because I got to pick one person out of all these auditions, and they're all great. So at first, I narrow down the ones that first I do it in waves. So I go through the first cut. It's just like all the guys who just were way off, like didn't get the voice down at all, didn't get the character, like didn't have a feel for it. And then from there, it's kind of like the semi. It's going like March, it's kind of like NFL playoffs.
Yes.
Round by round. The battle, it's brutal, man. And yeah, so we'll cut it down there. It's like the semis, the semifinals at the next stage where we really start to nitpick the auditions to see like, all right, who has like good range, who could do more characters than just one, who's got a good style, and then from there it's like just kind of blindfold pick one out of a hat.
Right. Oh, guys, holy moly, we're getting raided. We're getting raided by Megan. Hey, Strawberry Raid. What's up, Megan? Hey, Megan, thank you so much for raiding with 100+ viewers. Thank you, thank you.
Love you, Megan.
For all of you that are coming in from Megan's raid, you are here on the very first Boba Talk ever. Because we just made it up. With Chris, J. Alex, and we've got Vince Livings in the house. We're talking Dark Deception. Scary games and wonderful rap music. Scary, wonderful rap music. Whatever you want to get in there. Anxiety-inducing stuff. But again, still a piece of entertainment that I guess for you guys, for me, it was really rough.
It was fun watching him sweat. It was very fun.
I'm still sweating. Everybody's saying, hey, don't rush the Dark Deception Chapter 4. We love you and we... See, they get it. They get it. They get it. See, that's the right way to go about it. Thank you, guys.
Tough,
Thank you.
the right attitude.
Yeah, it is.
So
it is.
1 in 300. So anybody aspiring to be an actor, 1 in 300, you can't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
Because Vince said, like, they had some good auditions. So sometimes it's really not you. Sometimes they just gotta.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you. If you're still here, thank you. I really appreciate it. Welcome, guys, to the Boba Talk. Welcome.
It's you, sometimes it's not. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, and that's the hard part. Say again.
Who did I beat? Yeah, who did I beat?
Who did I beat? He said.
Yeah, who did I beat? Did I beat Philip Marr? Am I better than?
You went against top names. We had like John DiMaggio and Jess Harnell.
No, don't tell me. I don't want to know. That is a joke. Because these guys are legends. These guys are legends. Like that was a joke, but
yeah.
No, really. Like the guys on my team were all like, "We know these guys. These guys are legends." Exactly what you were saying. They're like, "Go with John DiMaggio." Like
like I would have picked John DiMaggio too. I would Bender. Yeah.
Right, my shiny.
But no, you stood out to me, and I was like,
"Thank you."
This guy sounds like he could do something better. I mean,
thank you.
Yeah,
just for the character.
And see,
but it still sounded like Bender. That's what kind of like drove me more towards you.
And that's the crazy thing is it's not like saying anything bad about the other people that did these auditions. It just didn't fit the character and the image of the character that the creator has for this character. So it's not about your self about it, and it's hard to pull that apart from it and to separate yourself from the audition. But that's the only way that you're gonna be able to survive in this industry, because otherwise you're gonna be like hurting yourself constantly, and it's not good.
Get over yourself. You gotta get over yourself.
Well, a lot of times you never even know how you placed or like how far you got. So,
right.
I mean, a lot of I don't share that with the people who auditioned. I know everybody else doesn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that hurts. Yeah, because like sometimes for me, I just wish just tell me that I didn't get it. But then at the same time, it's like they don't have time to tell 1,000 people, hey, you didn't make it. You know what I mean? So it's a little tough sometimes. And there have been so many auditions for me that I'm like, oh, I fit this role perfectly. I see it this way. I know. and then it doesn't happen for me and it goes away and I'm like sad about it and I'm like thinking, what's wrong with me? What did I do? How can I get better? Whatever, right? Which is a good mindset to have in the sense of like, how do I get better? But you don't want to change too much because sometimes you're pulling yourself away from that character and pulling yourself away from what you truly are comfortable with, like acting wise and style wise, when you may not need to. And then I see the final product and I'm like, oh no, yeah, this guy's totally the right role for it. This is not at all how I imagined the character. Yeah. So then you're like, oh, this is that's when you get that relief. But then that may happen like a year from the audition, 2 years from the audition, right? You never know. So it's the entertainment industry is just, you got to be thick-skinned and you've got to know your self-worth.
Let me ask both of you this. Like, if they did tell you, would you want to know? I mean, is it ignorance is bliss? Or, I mean, if you found out you were one of the last 2 guys.
Yeah.
And they just kind of arbitrarily picked one and it wasn't you, would that kind of stay in your head a bit? Like,
I mean,
like,
for me...
It's like being on a veil, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like being on a veil.
Yeah, because sometimes for auditions, they'll be like, okay, you make it to the next round. Send another tape. We want to see a little bit more of this. And then you make it to the next round. And then you're on a veil, and then it just goes silent. Now, at that point, when you're that close, I would like to hear if it's an honest opinion. Like, we went with this guy because of this. Then it kind of eases the heart a little bit instead of being ghosted. Because otherwise, you feel like you've been ghosted. And then you start doing this whole, what did I do wrong? Why wasn't it me? What did I do? What's wrong with me? You know, that goes into the spiral.
For the most time, I feel like if you're on a veil, and to explain it for people who are not like play the baseball, on a veil is like that's the closest you can possibly get to the job without actually admitting it's up against you or maybe 1 or 2 other people. Like on a veil, meaning we are checking your availability to make sure you are cleared to work on this date. Yeah. Normally, if I'm on a veil and I don't get it, okay, I'm pretty. I'm like, all right, my choices were solid. At that point, because I've heard so much and I've kind of been on the other side producing. Like it may come down to, all right, maybe you're taller than the actor and they got to match something, or it's normally out of your hands at that thing. But your acting is pretty much on par if you're getting in the veil.
Yeah, so, and that's the thing is when you get to that point, most companies or most jobs will be like, oh yeah, you just weren't right for the role. So when you hear it, you're like, that's exactly what I thought anyways. Like, it's never any constructive criticism that you can actually build on. Like, when you're newer and when you actually need that constructive criticism, like, hey, the acting was, I felt like your choices were weird or whatever it is. And again, art is subjective too. It's kind of like, that's the people that need it, but they're not going to get that because they didn't get far enough to warrant, like, the casting director actually give notes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, because, I mean, there's some certain roles that me and my buddies, like, will get close to, and then like I feel like we're right for this role, and then they're like, no, we actually just wanted to your and it's not like a bad thing. Sometimes they'll be like, your performance was a bit strong and we wanted this character to be a bit more of like in the background, like softer. You know what I mean? And it's like there's nothing you can do about that, right? And that's the thing, right? You have to play in those kinds of roles. It's a chess board, right? You got to fit on all the pieces. You can't all be the kings, you can't all be the rooks, etc., etc.
Vince, I had a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
You don't have to tell names, but have you ever had to fire someone? Like when you heard their audition and then you come in and they come like not getting it?
Oh, a voice actor. No, I haven't had to fire a voice actor yet. Usually by the time we pick one, we've nailed it. So like I've been very fortunate to now, I have had a difficult voice actor.
Oh, tell us about it. Please, tell.
I wished I could fire, but, you know.
Just elbow them.
Union rules. Can't do it. Once you're a SAG project, you got to work with it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, really?
Gotta pay me to leave, buddy. Gotta pay me to leave.
I've seen some people get fired off set.
I was only difficult that day because I didn't have enough. So, you know.
You have to really prove that they didn't do what they were contractually obligated to do. It's like it's a lot of gray area. So
you can't be like, well, they suck. So I'm just kidding.
It should be that. But you know what's funny? You know, being on this side of the glass, which always kind of like nerve-wracking to me, is like, sometimes you'll get an adjustment and it's like, all right, I'll try it again. And they try to get it, and all of a sudden it'll just be dark for like way hella long. That's like it's not comfortable enough. You can just see them talking like this. So like, oh yeah, hold on, and they press the button, and you just.
That silence.
Like, you're like, oh, I'm not getting this. Have you ever had that?
No, I've never been on I've never done the auditions like in person. It's
Mm.
always kind of like a remote submission.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna do later on. We have some projects coming. You know, with the pandemic ever kind of ends, then
Yeah.
it'd be kind of cool to do an audition like that, like actually be there in person.
Yeah.
But just because the way things shake out, how fast our indie team moves, like we never have time for that. That's
Yeah.
more like maybe film side they like to do that. It's a little bit more up close and personal. They can. I feel like that puts more pressure on the actor. I think they can do a better job if they just.
Oh, it
record.
definitely does. I think that might be going away though. I think this thing is changing the industry. Like, I think going in the room might be a wrap, which is kind of scary.
Yeah, because you can't really get somebody's feel from a tape sometimes. But I mean, I've never enjoyed self-tapes because I get like, oh no, that wasn't good enough. Let me do another one. Oh, that wasn't good enough. Let me do. Then I'm in there for like 6, 10 hours. The longest I've done is I've done one self-tape. It was 6 pages and a lot of jargon, but one self-tape. I did 2 separate days of 12-hour sessions to do them.
Oh wow. Yeah. You must
Because
really
I
want to
get so like. I need to get this perfectly done. You know what I mean? But then when you go in the room, they're like, okay, come in, do this, done. Okay, bye, see you later. And you're like, well, that was it. That's my best. I laid it out, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I don't know.
Vince, what are some of the where do you wring inspiration from when it comes to, like, how do you like do you just wake up one day and be like, yo, I want to freak people out with a rabbit?
What the monkey?
That would be weird as hell. Yeah, like just have a rabbit run at you with some weird shit. Like, yeah, that's scary. Let's do that. Like, how do you get inspired?
That's actually pretty close. So
Like, this scared the hell out of me in my childhood. Put it in the game.
I have some messed up dreams. I actually keep like a bunch of dream journals and logs and stuff.
No
that are
way.
Just full of, like sitting on the shelf game ideas.
Yeah,
I pretty
yeah.
much dream a game every night, so I write it down before I forget it. And then when I'm working on, once I have a game and we're running with it, and we, because I write the game too, like I'll write the story. We had a guy that came in and wrote Dark Deception early on, but then the game evolved away from his script, and I didn't have him around anymore, so I kind of rewrote it all. And I was discovered that, hey, I can actually write this myself. I'll just do this from now on. It's a lot cheaper. Just do it myself.
Is that what is your background in that sense? Like, is game making like something you've always wanted to do? Game development, or
yeah. I was always on the art side of it. So I started off as an artist.
Okay.
And I was the 3D guy. I built out like the 3D assets, and I did the concept art and a lot of the design phase stuff. And then from there, the companies I worked for EA and Zynga and a bunch of other ones that did like mobile and console games. Like I worked in sports. I'm a big sports guy, so I was on like Tiger Woods.
Oh wow.
And, that's cool.
With Madden and stuff. And no, the way they make it's not cool.
No.
Did you get to make him? Did you get to meet him though, or was it just like a vocab?
Oh yeah, Tiger Woods. He came in the building while I was there, but that guy had like a strict "don't look at me" policy.
What?
So
they kind of kept us all away from him. We had to
sucks.
like they pretty much cleared out the floor for him, and we weren't allowed to go downstairs until he left the building. And so that was before his wife chased him with the golf club. So I already had kind of a feeling about him. I was like, maybe he's not such a great guy. It's kind of a jerk move.
Right. That's I mean, it's like a alpha move, but really it's a beta move. That kind of dealio.
Well, he probably has to put up with a lot, but yeah.
That's
from
true.
there, the company just kept asking me to do more jobs that they weren't paying me for. So they're like, we just laid off 40% of the studio, so you need to do this now. I'm like, okay, I want to stay here, keep my job, so I'm going to do this.
That's the thing is, right? You guys don't have a union? Game?
No.
Yeah.
Games don't have unions yet, no. Film side's pretty lucky. You guys have the unions. Games, I'm sure they'll have it someday, but not right now.
I heard there was one studio that had like bean bags under the desk. Like they would sleep in bean bags and get up and go to work. Like, man.
Oh, wow. Man, it's crunch culture. So if you work at a AAA studio, like if you like Doom, I don't know if you ever played Doom, but like id Software, those guys crunch for like 9 months on end. A lot of times they God of War team, they were there. I had a friend who worked there. He's there weekends. Dude never got to go home. He had a family.
Which one?
So, God of War 4.
Is that the
Sony
one with
Santa
the
Monica.
trailers? Oh, you know, I did like most of Kratos' stunts. Like,
Oh
you?
shoot.
Oh
Be-
man,
be
you were
in
involved with
Jacobus.
that?
See, so
Be
you
in
guys
Jacobus.
already worked with each other before working with each other.
Yeah.
Did you go
Yeah.
in to record there, Sony
I did- I
Santa
did-
Monica?
Yeah, I didn't do any voiceover. I just motion captured. Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I was
motion
on God of
capture.
War for years. I was on that thing for years.
I love the way Kratos moves. So I knew I liked it for a reason. There you go.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't do a lot of video games, to be honest with you. Like,
Dude.
even all the Power Ranger games that have been out there where my character is in, I didn't do
I'm
the
playing your
movements. I didn't
I'm
even do
playing
any
your
of those movements because there's a phone
None?
game. None of it. None of it.
Oh man, that's brutal.
I mean, the funny thing is, like, I come from a stunt background as well, and I used to do inside the suits Power Ranger stuff, and then when I got the role, I wore the suits three times overall.
Mm.
They don't let me in the suit at all for
How do
any
you breathe
reason
it?
because they have stunt performers for that, which I'm totally cool with. But I'm like, certain moves that I can totally do, like for the game and all that, I feel like I could bring something that is, authentically this character for it. And then in the game, when I saw it, the movements of the character, I was like, why is he so acrobatic? Like, yeah, he's a little bit acrobatic in the show. Like, my character in the show is like he's a caveman. So he's acrobatic in the sense that he has this extra strength, but he's not refined. He doesn't do an aerial. An aerial is a cartwheel with no hands. He doesn't do an aerial all pretty. His legs would be like bent knees, because it's more raw and
muscle through it,
yeah. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, that sucks. And it wasn't even my voice doing the key ups, and I was like, why would you? But it's because they don't want to pay us. Exactly. That's what it is they don't want to pay us for that. And that company is known to be a little bit, a little penny pinching, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in contract anymore. I can say that. Screw that.
Probably license it out to some really
Exactly.
crappy studio out in like some sweatshop somewhere.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Get it done fast and cheap.
yeah, that is the unfortunate thing nowadays of the accessibility of the internet, that they can just do that, but then they're paying people less, and it's kind of unfair because people in different countries may not have the same rules as we do, and it's so crazy to me that the games don't have a union in the US. Like, that's crazy to me.
You wouldn't have a lot of them games if they did have a union.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's true.
The hours
That's-
that they work, man. My hat's off to you. I'm lucky I get to say words and go home. I couldn't imagine like doing everything that y'all.
I don't know anything about. I was like, the coding. I don't know how to.
Like,
I'm
just
so not
all
tech
of it.
savvy.
The physics, the cleanup. I mean, just imagine like when you're.
Yeah.
And then like, cause we did so much MMA between Kratos and Boulder. We were exchanging markers constantly. I was like, I can't imagine how they clean that up. Like, it wasn't. We just stopped saying marker down because like he was like, oh, like it was just every take, and I'm just like, some guys got to go in there and clean it up. I'm just like.
Yeah, that's why we try not to tangle ourselves, right? Whenever I do motion capture, I try not to tangle.
Yeah.
But I don't I don't do too many video games actually for motion capture or anything like that. I've done like, was it the Batman, Joker versus Batman for
Ooh, that's cool.
for the Universal Studios in Abu Dhabi. What is it? Abu Dhabi? Did I say that right?
I haven't heard of that one.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's
the
where
ride.
they,
There's a ride in Abu Dhabi, and it's in the Universal Studios. Only there I got to play like Joker for it, and Poison Ivy.
Let's hear it.
No,
Hear
it's my movement.
We'll just hear the voices that you made when you were doing the sound. The movements.
Is that the 4D one? I saw
Yeah,
a 4D
yeah.
Batman, Joker, Poison Ivy ride. It was in
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, they might
it the
have
same thing?
pulled it over. Yeah, I think so. I did the fight.
So they sure
Like,
didn't pay for it.
it was like a
wrote
Joker has like this. He's like swinging around a hook thingy on a chain,
I'm swinging around the hook.
And
Got this,
then-
Batman.
and then Poison
Oh,
Ivy's
maybe
like.
not.
And then there's like a what is it? Harley and Joker are in this balloon and they're shooting rockets at people. I don't know. That's all I remember.
Oh, maybe it is the same one. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. They lifted it. They didn't pay. There you go.
I mean, there's no union for it, right? So
Not even. Not even.
I just remember they were like, we don't have anyone to play Poison Ivy for today. I'm pretty sure they ended up getting somebody else to do it, but they were
Oh,
like,
no, that was you.
Yoshi, can you do it? I was like, yeah, put me in some
no, no.
heels, bro. Like, let me just.
100% that's you. 100% that was you.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
Oh
a
yeah.
little animator maybe tweaked their hips a little, but yeah. 100%
Oh,
you.
my hips were good, bro. My hips were
Oh, okay.
swaying.
Oh,
Vince is like, oh my god, what did I get myself into?
Hey man, if that was you, you nailed it. I didn't even notice.
Yes.
Hey, Vince, what are some of the challenges that you've had just given the current climate? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm curious.
Oh man. Well, I mean, the biggest challenge we had was we were making Dark Deception for mobile, and
Whoa.
our studio that was making it for us went under because they lost one of their biggest clients, which was like 50% of their income. So we went from almost like having it ready for the market, and now it's just delayed indefinitely. So
Oh no.
that was the biggest hit we took. Was that?
Do your fans know that was?
Oh yeah, I had to come clean. They were.
I'm about to say because the cat's out the bag now. They would be like, what?
They know. I hope nobody's getting angry in the comments because they.
No,
know.
no. Everybody, you know what? I pride myself in having one of the best communities, and nobody's trolling, everybody's just wanting to learn more, and people are saying we already knew that. So it seems like they're great people, and it seems like you keep a pretty good community as well, because I know that most of the viewers that are here are from you guys bringing in that viewership. So hats off to you guys and keeping a nice, good community.
Both my subscribers are here.
Hey.
That's my job.
And they were,
job.
that's what Chris was saying, because they were like, oh, how many subscribers until you play chapter 4 when it comes out? I was like 2,000, bro, because I'm not doing the pig looks scary, dude. Oh wait, did you draw those? Those are your concepts as well?
Yeah, I designed all the characters in the game.
Wow.
So, I think just by talking to us today, you've already signed yourself up for chapter 4.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I might be busy. When are you doing it? I think I'm busy that day. I think I may have to go to sleep early.
Who's his agent? I'll go get the real story from him. Yeah.
That's great, man.
Oh, everybody actually, yeah, the chat is really wanting it. Maybe for I don't know. You know, it's coming out in 2020. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out when it comes out. You know.
I know what your Christmas present's gonna be, Yoshi.
Christmas present? No.
Actually, a special code coming your way.
Merry Christmas! Yeah.
I love it. So right now you are in Taiwan. How did that come about? Did you all? I mean, assuming you didn't live there all the time, because you were talking about Santa Monica, and you just there for a visit, or do you live there now?
I live here now. In fact, I got trapped here. So I had kind of a dramatic episode.
Wait, what?
I was doing some consulting work out in Shanghai.
Okay.
In like 2018, and it wrapped up towards the end of 2018, like December 2018. We were done with it, and we were like, why don't we make a pit stop in Taiwan, and just kind of chill there for a little bit and go back to LA? Because I live like right across the street from Santa Monica. Sony Santa Monica, and
I know exactly what you're talking about. Where they have
where that Whole Foods is?
The fancy Whole Foods.
Yeah, I was right next to that, literally across the street from that, in one of those apartment communities.
You paid a lot of money, man. That place is cheap.
Oh man, I wasn't really smart when I moved to LA. I just kind of signed the lease and jumped in. I was like, didn't think about the rent, and then later I was like, I could have been somewhere way cheaper.
Yeah, that was expensive.
But yeah, so we came here, and then it was pretty easy to work from here remotely. So we stayed here for a few months, and then the pandemic hit. And right as it hit, my visa was getting ready to expire, because I came in on one of those visa-less entries. 3 months, you can extend it for another 3 months.
Right.
I was out a month. So by the time I had to run, things were getting bad in the U.S. Japan's borders were closed.
Yeah.
South Korea's borders were closed. I had to make a run to the Philippines.
Oh wow.
And that was like March 14th. I went down there, and right as I got there, their president I don't know how to say his name, Duterte or however you
I'm not
pronounce his
sure.
name.
Yeah.
He announced their lockdown like while I was there.
Ooh,
So he's
man.
like, you've got 24 hours, and then we're shutting this place down for 30 days. So I was there to get a visa, so I had to rush my visa and make all these calls to Taiwan and back to the U.S. to get a visa approved in 24 hours, and then get a plane at the same time to get out. So I literally got the last plane out of the country with 1 hour left, and then they
Whoa.
shut down the country, and they have not opened it back up. So his 30 days has turned into like, geez, what is that? What is it? 6 months, 7 months now? They're still on lockdown.
Yeah.
That's crazy. This is a crazy time. Do you speak any other languages, Vince?
Yeah, I speak some Chinese.
Oh, okay. Let's
I've been
hear
improving
some.
myself.
I like Chinese.
That's awesome.
What do you got?
A little bit of Japanese. That's those two.
首先讲中文。讲中文。
我会说一点中文。
我也会说中文，可是我想在中国工作。
Wow. Dude, that's so funny that we all kind of speak a little bit of Chinese. I speak probably the least, but that's
How'd you learn Chinese?
Amazing. Me or Kai? Chris.
Both of you.
Okay.
Chris, you first.
All right, I'm gonna try to answer in Chinese. I'll try to answer in English. So, 以前我的朋友在成龙一起工作，我也喜欢跟他工作，所以我学的中文。So my friend, he was a stuntman. He was working for Jackie Chan, and I wanted to work for Jackie Chan too, so I learned a little bit.
Ah.
Yeah, and if my Chinese is bad, please correct me.
All of that except for Jackie Chan. So how did that work out? Did you get the chance?
I met him and I couldn't speak. I was like, no, in English I couldn't speak. I couldn't English. It was weird. I was doing background and I was working on Vegas and I saw RH3. I'm like, Rush Hour 3, Jackie Chan's here. Oh my God, Jackie Chan. So I was like, I made this big plan. I was like, all right, here's what's gonna happen. On lunchtime, I'm going to meet Jackie Chan and I'm gonna speak Chinese to him, and he's gonna be like, "Wow, your Chinese is good." And then I'm gonna join the team, and then I'm gonna quit doing stunts, and he's gonna put me in movies. I'm gonna be a big star. I was like, "Bam, got it! I already know what I'm gonna do."
Done.
I went over, right? I was like, "Oh, wait till I see him." And I saw some of this. I saw a head go like this. I was like, "That was Jackie Chan." And I was like, I went in, and I was like, "Oh shit, Jackie Chan!" And he was literally like this close. I was like, "Jackie Chan." He's like, I was like.
No.
Cool.
No.
Nice, man. Stunt. I was just like, in my mind, it was just like, oh, you're so great. You should come to Taiwan and work with us. I was like, and none of that happened. And I could not. Never been starstruck 2 times in my life. Hulk Hogan and Jackie Chan. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. But yeah, I couldn't even speak English to him. I felt so stupid.
I love it. You know what's funny is that between the 3 of us, the Chinese guy probably speaks the least Chinese because I didn't understand. I understood like 50%, maybe 30% of what you said.
Well,
because
my Chinese is pretty bad too.
No, but
Sorry,
you can can hear it. When I learned it through high school because when I went to high school, I was born in Indonesia and I moved to America when I was like 8. And in high school, my mom was like, "Oh, you got to take a language class through school." I was like, "Great, yeah, I'm gonna take Japanese because I love anime. I want to learn." Yeah. And then they were like, "No, you're taking Chinese." I'm like, "No, I'm gonna take Japanese because I want to learn Japanese." She's like, "No, you're learning Chinese." And we got in this big fight, and I'm like, "Why? Who cares? Why do I have to take Chinese?" And she was like, "Well, listen, like that's the one that's gonna be more useful in the world." I was like, "I don't care. I want to learn Japanese so I don't have to read the subtitles." And then my mom was like, "But you're Chinese. You need to learn." And I was like, "Wait, hold on. What the fuck you mean I'm Chinese? I'm Indonesian. We came from Indonesia." And they were like, "Yeah, but by blood you're technically Chinese." I'm like, "You never thought to tell me this? What do you freaking mean? I'm like, what?" So in high school, me and my brother were like, "I guess we're Chinese. That's a thing." we can't tell people we're Indonesian anymore. And then they were like, no, you're still Indonesian. It's just, I was like, why the? See, this is what I mean by like Asian parents. They don't freaking talk to you, man. They don't tell you anything. I was like, I'm supposed to know that? Like, I speak Indonesian. I'm from there. I eat Indonesian food all the time. You didn't bother to say that was not a, you know what I mean? But that's why I learned Chinese.
We'll get around to it. Yeah, your 30th birthday.
Oh my god, man. I might be adopted. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, you're real dad.
Yeah, right. So, how did you learn Chinese? Is it just because you were working there a lot? That's for you, Vince.
Okay, I was wondering like who that was for, yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't learned as much as I should have by living here. I think I've got enough to survive. I can get around. You know, order food.
Where's the bathroom?
Talk to people a little bit. Yeah. Do like basic level conversation, but most of the time I'm working so much I don't even get out of my apartment. So.
I mean, nobody's getting out of their houses. It's okay. Nobody.
Yeah, it's on lockdown. But I mean, life is pretty normal here. Everything's open. I can go to the gym, the movie theater.
Yeah, I heard Taiwan is like really good, doing really well. My friend is actually out there right now.
I'm happy
she
I got
moved there.
Here. This is like
hey, go to the movie theater for me, Vince.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Tell me about the social life.
Take pictures, man.
Take pictures of myself. When I do that, people start yelling at me like, Vince, don't you know there's a pandemic? What are you doing at the movie theater? It's not here.
You're like, not here, bro.
Gratitude.
We're good. We're good here. My friend is actually she's a wrestler and she's living in Taiwan because we were training a lot last year, end of last year, and then she used to live in China to be like a pro wrestler, and then she moved to the States to do stuff here, and then we were all training, kind of doing stunts and whatnot together. Her name is Zeta Zhang, and she moved back to she was like the first female Asian WWE pro wrestler.
Oh, that's cool.
I know, fucking crazy, right? She's a badass. Yeah, and then she
cool.
went to it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She went to Taiwan at like the beginning of this pandemic to see her family, and then she was like, well, I guess I'm stuck here. And then she was like, but we've been messaging back and forth, and she was like, I just walked out and grabbed went to restaurants when we couldn't do anything, and I was like, wow, I should have moved there. Or like New Zealand is doing really well too.
Yeah.
U.S. is not doing so great.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, that's all relative. I think
we're doing all right.
Very, very bad.
Yeah. Like,
we're the kid in the class with chicken pox. Like, why are you in school?
Yeah, my wife is a speech therapist or speech therapist assistant for the school district where we live, and they're like, oh yeah, we might open next month, but we don't really know how to, like how are they, because they don't know how they're gonna deal with stuff. I was like, well, what if you get sick? What happens then? And she was like, they have nothing in place to take care of us in any sense. So it's like, I was like, don't just say no. Don't go back to work.
Be sick for just be unavailable for the first 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That is crazy.
What a crazy life.
All over the place right now, so it's kind of like, don't risk it.
Yeah.
Everybody's going in their own directions.
Yeah. Go to the movies for me, Vince. Have popcorn, please.
Have some popcorn,
please.
please.
A picture of a large popcorn, man, just for you.
Oh man, yes.
So Vince, is your focus right now mostly just Dark Deception Chapter 4? Is that your main focus right now?
It better be.
It better be, he said.
Wait, are my fans still in the chat?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Chilling, getting around it.
Only working on Dark Deception Chapter 4.
What you guys have to understand about like creative workspace is sometimes you need more than one, because that way you can be like working on one, and then when you get kind of a block, you go work on the other, and then when you get a block on that, you go back to the other, I mean, so I think it's okay to have that kind of like of lifestyle. I mean, that's how I kind of do it. Right now streaming and Twitch is like my focus and my my baby that I'm trying to learn, and I'm meeting all these wonderful people because of it, but I have other things that I want to work on. There's some projects that I want to get off the ground, because especially I've been working in Indonesia a lot. I want to do more stuff out there, and maybe even spend half of my time out there. But you can't just do one thing.
Yeah.
Come to Taiwan? All right, that sounds good.
speaking of projects, so guys, if you're joining us, I kind of have to pimp my
Do it.
channel out
Yes.
a bit.
Yes.
Because my whole being is going into making this film that I think is amazing. And right now we have an IndieGoGo that it's very lonely. It needs some help. So
What is the link for that? Can you put that in the chat, bro?
How do you do that? It's, it's
let me look it up. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Keep talking about it.
It's called Get the Girl. It's this really contained action film, and pretty much everybody's volunteering. And I would love to have Yoshi as my cast, but I don't have money for him, and he does not work for free. So if you like action and you like indie, feel free to support the film. It's a really cool story. I am the lead in it, and it's my baby, and I'm putting my own money up to asking, but all my Wingstop money and all my Jeep money is because I really believe in it. But I want to do a giveaway. Do you have like a Dark Deception T-shirt or something like that?
Yeah.
All right. So if anybody from the chat comes today, I will buy a shirt from Vince, and then I will send it to you for supporting us, because it's something that's really important to us, and we're going for it. So if you like indie film, you like martial arts and action films with really, really good story, please check that out. It would mean the world to me. Okay, I'm done.
No, I'll be happy to back that up. Like, anybody that backs the film, we'll do a giveaway later for any of the fans that are, well, anyone from our community that backs his film. Get the Girl. I've seen the trailer for it. It looks legit. He wrote this himself. He's putting his own money down on it. That's always a good sign when they're willing to put their own money and not somebody else's.
Absolutely.
That means they believe in it, because everyone can go get some money and they just want to, get some of that in their own pocket and get something out so they can put their name on it, but they don't really actually care about it. This is like a super passion project, and I've seen the story from his site. It looks pretty awesome. If you like John Wick, I think it's going to kind of have the same kind of vibes.
Yes.
And I'm making zero because I just want all the money on the screen, and then hopefully it turns into a launching off point for a lot of talent that has gone unnoticed. Like, we're all pretty much unknowns, we're all actors that haven't necessarily broken through from the mainstream. So I think it could be a really cool opportunity, and it's a really cool story that deals with human trafficking, and it's just a really good group of people getting together. So like I said, there's not too many things or reasons why I would say, hey, give me money during a pandemic.
Right. Of course, that is the tough part for it.
Yeah, it is a tough part, and I get it. So like I said, if you got share it with your friends, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But it's a cool story.
We got to get eyes on this thing, for chat, I've already put the link to the IndieGoGo in the chat, and I've also put it, if you're not in our Discord channel just yet, it's also in our Discord channel under the Boba Talk. So you can also use the command for Discord to find out what our Discord is on the chat, and you'll be able to get directed right into it. So boom.
Thank you. I appreciate
that.
I
works.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Honestly, I really appreciate this talk with you guys. Vince, I know it's my first time meeting you, and you seem like a really great person, especially for somebody who is at the creator level that we want to be at, is to create more things, right? Creating games. So I love that. Thank you for sharing your time and your wisdom, your experiences. I really love it. I hope we can keep in touch and keep hanging out. And thank you for.
You got to do chapter 4. You got to do chapter 4. Yoshi.
Oh God, fuck. All right.
At least 6 lives. You got to do at least 6.
6 lives. What the fuck?
You get 6 lives a day.
I didn't mean to.
But 6 lives a day, man. You got to do Lucky and Hangry. You got to do both.
Oh yeah. We're gonna set it up. We're gonna set something up. So
we are running out of time, but there is one more question for Vince here. How is Monsters and Mortals going?
Oh, Monsters and Mortals, we're shooting for next month. So you were asking like what else we're working on. That's one of them.
There you go.
Pretty famous names coming in for that. So I'm not allowed to name them, but we're gonna be dropping some bombs next month, hopefully, if everything, all the signature pages get signed. I'll have a lot of big news for that. And then
William Shatner, that's who's coming. I'm kidding. Did I guess? Shatner?
It's gonna be more available voice roles.
Hey, that sounds awesome. I'm right here, sir. I better get a mic first, though, right? I only got this thing.
Hey, I'll help you with your setup.
Bro,
I
I actually was gonna ask you about that because I don't
got
know
you.
anything about audio.
I got you.
So I would love that. Give me 1 second. Happy birthday, Luing. I don't know why you're asking for that. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Again, thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this chat. If you guys don't mind, stick around for a little bit. I'm gonna talk to chat. I'm gonna do my little ending spiel, and then I wanna just say hi and whatnot. Talk to you guys for a second longer.
Cool beans. Go
So
Yeah, sure.
I will be right back. Oh, wait, sorry. Before I do that, I'm getting used to this. Could you please tell the chat, Chris has already done this, but Chris, please do it again. Tell them where they can find you on all social media platforms, and then Vince, you can too. Go ahead.
It's literally my name, Chris J. Alex, and J is spelled J-A-I. It's Chris J. Alex on everything.
Nice. Love it.
Okay, same thing here. Glow Stick Entertainment. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, but definitely follow us on YouTube to see all our latest videos and get all the latest news on our games. And check out Dark Deception on Steam.
Joey.
Especially October is coming, and then Chapter 4 is coming. It's all perfect timing for those of you who aren't scaredy cats like me. All right, boys, I'll be right back. Okay. Oops. Chat. You guys, thank you so much for joining me on this first Boba Talk. Thank you for all the questions that you guys are putting in the chat. Thank you for being respectful to both of my guests. They are such wonderful people, right? If you guys do like this Boba Talk, let me fix my camera here. It seems like it went out of focus. If you guys like this kind of content, make sure to let me know in the Discord, and who you'd like to see as guests from now on. I would love to cater this towards you guys. So I'm gonna start talking to some of my friends and seeing if we can do this every other week, maybe. So twice a month. I would love to do way more of this. So again, just tell me who you want to see, and then I'll see if we can make it happen. Tweet at them, let them know that this is something that we're doing now. I actually really love this. I love being able to talk to my friends and to answer your guys' questions. So thank you guys for all the new followers, the new subscribers. Thank you and welcome to the Avocado Boba clan. And until next time, I will see you guys. Oh, one more thing. Sunday, we will be streaming from 2 p.m. I'll be on at 2 p.m. Until 5 p.m. So we'll be playing games. I believe we're gonna play Among Us with the homies again. So thank you guys. Thank you. And until Sunday, until the next stream, peace, love, and avocado. See you guys. Thank you. Oh shoot! Avocado raid. We also, I don't know if you guys noticed, we got the Boba hype and the avocado raid emotes approved. So we are gonna go raid. Let's go raid some people. Let's go raid. Rivaldo, hey, thanks for the bits. Welcome to the channel. Let me see. Here we go. Twitch, who is on? Let's go get. Ooh, Mari. She got me last time, so. You guys know Mari, right? Atomic Mari. Here we go. Bam. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, you guys love the emotes? Yes, do you guys like it? I love the emotes. I absolutely love the emotes. Okay, you guys ready to raid? You ready to raid? Let's go.